recognition, and now he's one game away from being the tournament's most outstanding player. I think Cam Gillis can achieve that in this championship game. He's the most important guy on the floor last night, and that victory for Howard.
You know what's interesting? Cam only averages 10 points a game this season. He had over 20 points last night. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was 27. And he was at the foul line all the time. He just made it his home last night. And it was an exciting game, fellas. Last night, I kept pointing out to both of you that the South Carolina State Bulldogs hadn't scored more than 58 points on the Bison all season. And the two matchups they had, they scored 57-58. Last night, they got 61. All right, so I don't know. I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. But Ray kept pointing out that if the Bulldogs got hot from beyond the arc, that they might give the Bison a challenge. Derek, they came out, gave a 1-2 punch. They dropped 9 points immediately. Treadwell, I believe, dropped in 9 points
11.
For the Bulldogs. 11, right? And the Bulldogs had actually scored 17 points in 4.5 minutes. The Bison can't take something like that on today.
No, not today, because one thing about Coach Moten and his Eagles is that, you know, they lock you down on defense. So they play a lot better defense, and they'll take pride in trying to slow down the Bison offensive attack.
We'll see what's going on today. Cam Gillis, Alex Cotton, Osei Okoje, and then you have Cedric Taylor and Bryce Harris as your starters. And then for the North Carolina Central Eagles, you have Kyrie Davis, you have Deontay Johnson, you have Carpenter, you have Lattimore, and Okawangwo. And that's another one I'm going to work with. Ray's laughing at me. It's all good. I am going to challenge it and pronounce that name correctly before this game is over.
You will, brother.
What will the Bison have to do to get control of this game early?
Use their size advantage inside. North Carolina Central cannot compete with Cedric Taylor and Bryce Harris. It's shown all season. Last time these teams played, it was at the Burt, and Howard scored 100 points in large part because of that tandem. Best duo in the league. Both Lou Henson Award recipient honorees potentially this year. Cedric Taylor was the runner-up for MEAC Player of the Year. Of course, Bryce Harris was the MEAC Player of the Year. Deservedly so. Looking to get his third MEAC championship in 5 years as a Bison. Mr. Howard University, as Kenneth Blakely likes to call him.
And is that CT3 we're talking about?
No, Bryce Harris. But CT3 is a great nickname.
CT3 got off yesterday as well. You know what was interesting, Derek? Between Cedric, Bryce, I think they only had 9 points, but they contributed in other ways, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Bryce had 9 points. We also had 8 rebounds. You know, he leads the conference in rebounding. So, and another thing that the Bison have done all season long is, you know, provide that depth. And I think depth will play a huge factor in it, because you have to understand that entering this tournament, whoever got the number 1 seed was automatically into the semifinals. So you had 2 games to win a title. Central, this will be their third game in 4 days.
Yes.
So, and they'll play a short bench today too. So we'll see if that'll play a factor, but best believe that this will be a great game between 2 MEAC championship coaches.
It really will. And the reason I say I see a challenge, and those of you who know about MEAC basketball, Coach Moten has always been a problem. North Carolina Central has always tended to be a problem when it comes to tournament time. Here we go. We're going to tip it off as the Bison in their whites. Pinstripes looking smooth. We'll get the tap. Cam Gillis will handle the rock. The Bison moving from your right to your left. Here come the Eagles on defense. Johnson on Gillis. Gillis gets it across the half-court line. Across the court to CT3. CT3 gets it back to Okoje. Okoje gets it to Cotton. Cotton in the corner to Gillis. Gillis wants to drive. Johnson won't let him get it back up top to Taylor. Taylor gets it to Harris. Harris on the drive. Harris in the corner to Cotton. Cotton takes a step, put it up. Missed shot. Rebound, Eagles. Here come the Eagles on the attack as Lattimore gets that. Lattimore gives it up to Johnson. Johnson is going to take his time, get it across the half-court line. As Johnson is backing it down. You have Cam Gillis covering Johnson on the far side of the court. The Eagles, all black, trimmed in maroon, are going from your left to your right. Johnson gets the ball back at the top. Johnson underneath, finds a man, tries to get it up. Easy 2 points for the Eagles. It's Kalichi puts it in. Kalichi puts it in. Here come the Bison on the attack. Okoje brings it across the half-court line. Okoje wants to take his time. At the MEAC logo, Okoje gets it up to Taylor. Taylor gets it across the court to Cotton. Cotton gets it inside to Harris. Harris is turning around at the top of the arc Then he puts it up. Nope, doesn't put it up. Nice pass underneath. Brought back out. 8 on the shot clock. Harris up. Harris misses the shot. Rebound, Eagles. Davis comes up with the rebound for North Carolina Central. Deontay Johnson going to bring the ball across the half-court line and gets it to Davis. Davis will help him walk across. Johnson pushing off on Okoje. Johnson trying to use his arms. Goes way across court and throws it out of bounds. Great pressure by Okoje. Gillis was coming over to help him out. Trying to trap Johnson right at the half-court line. The Eagles get here after a win over Delaware State last night, 59-53. The Bison beat the Bulldogs 57-48. No, that's wrong. It was a 61-point score by the Eagles. The Bulldogs yesterday, and the Bison had 80. Mm-hmm. Here come the Bison on the attack. The ball is on the floor. And it will be a jump ball. It'll be Eagles ball. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Forgive me. I was looking at the score that I was given, and that's the wrong score.
It was 79-61 last night.
Here come the Eagles on the attack as Johnson brings the ball up at the midcourt line. Thanks for that save, bro. No problem. Here comes Johnson across the half-court line. Gets it down inside, up top. Wants to take the shot, but decides not to take it. Was Lattimore. Lattimore that gets it back up top to Johnson. Johnson's going to take his time. The Eagles are up by 2-0, 17:44 to go in the first half. Just getting this game underway. Championship game here in the scope. It's the MEAC. I'm not going to do it. Here comes Johnson. Lattimore steps back, puts it up, trying to get a foul called, and they called a foul? Did he call that? Late. The official from all the way on the other side of the court called the foul when Lattimore was taking a shot, but the official standing next to Lattimore did not call a foul.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of common with MEAC officiating. We've seen that time and time again during this tournament. I don't know about your observations. That's been mine, but it was a good call, though, regardless of whether it was later on time.
Got it. So that will put Lattimore at the line. He'll be shooting 3. Eagles on top 2-0. Now they're up 3-0.
Not to start Howard wanted, huh?
Not to start, definitely not. 17:34. A lot of basketball yet to be played. On the court for your Bison, Gillis, Cotton, Okoje, Taylor, and Harris. For the Eagles, Davis, Johnson, Carpenter, Lattimore, and Okoro. I'll get it. You're going to get it. I'm working on it. Lattimore knocks it down. So now the score is 4-0 in favor of the Eagles. North Carolina Central, quick start. Lattimore waiting, taking his time. Puts it up with ease, gets the roll, knocks it down. 5-0, North Carolina Central on top of your Bison. MEAC championship game here in the scope. Here comes Okoje. Okoje crosses the line. Bison moving from your right to your left. Okoje gets it to Taylor. Taylor waiting. Taylor wants to get it to Gillis. Gillis is being defended by Johnson. Gillis now has it in the near court. Gets it down in the corner to Taylor. The Bison are moving from your left to your right. CT3 wants to penetrate. Gets it back up top to Harris. Harris across the court to Gillis. Gillis across the court to Cotton. Back up top to Gillis. Gillis with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Gillis is looking. Gets it across to Harris. Harris takes it. Harris puts it up. Harris misses the shot. Rebound, Eagles. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Davis now has it. Davis charging to the rim. Okoje gets in front of him. Eagles moving from your left to your right. Ball at the top to Lattimore. Lattimore gives it to Johnson. Johnson will take his time. Gets it back to Davis. Davis being covered by Okoje. Now it's tapped away by Okoje, who gets to steal across the half-court line. Okoje going to the hoop. Puts it up. Misses the layup. And he was fouled. CT3 on the follow. Slammed it in, but basket doesn't count. Call made before. So I believe Okoje will be going to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, that was a great job by Okoje in terms of getting in that steal. And that's how the Bison want to get back in this game quickly and take control. You know, it starts on the defensive end.
They're definitely going to have to do it that way. He knocks it down. Okoje with the first point for the Bison. They're now down by a score of 5-1. 4 points. Okoje on the line. Taking his time. Puts it up. Gets the roll. Within 5-2. Bison down by 3. Championship game in the scope. Here come the Eagles of North Carolina Central on attack. The Bison are the number 1 team in the conference. Regular season champs, trying to make it tournament champs as well. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Davis drives in. Oh, it's blocked. Bryce Harris gets his big arm up there, blocks the ball away. Here come the Bison on the attack. Cotton gets it to Okoje. Okoje at the top to Taylor. Taylor takes a step, drives. Okoje Taylor in the paint. The ball is deflected out of bounds as Taylor was looking for Bryce Harris to come across underneath. Gillis trying to inball the ball inbounds to Cotton. Gets it to Cotton. Cotton gets it to Bryce Harris in the corner. Back up top to Cotton. Over to Taylor. Taylor here in the near court, right in front of us. Across the court to Harris. Bison moving from your right to your left. Harris goes into the paint and throws it away. Intercepted by Carpenter. Carpenter grabs it down for the Eagles, and here come the Eagles on the attack. Deontay Johnson bringing the ball across the half-court line for Gillis, with Gillis guarding him. Johnson taking his time, trying to wave off Gillis. As now it is going to be Lattimore on the drive. Soft floater, misses it. Fast break. Here comes Okoje going up. Okoje again. As Okoje has all of the Bison points as he hits some from the charity stripe. Goes to the hole, knocks down 2 more. 5-4 is the score. Timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here so we can get you up to date on the action. And Ray, you laughed at me because I read the wrong score.
Nah, it's all good, brother. A win is a win. 1 point off. The Bison right back in this game. It was only a 2-possession ball game. Again, they got the size advantage. But my thing is get the ball to Cam Gillis. He always steadies the ship. He did that in the second half yesterday. It was critical. And he's going to be the one that's going to have to calm the nerves because this is Championship Saturday. And I understand the Bison, they want this. Coach Kenneth Blakely wants that 3rd championship ring. It's going to happen. But Cam Gillis has to be the orchestrator if that's going to be the case.
And Derek, Ray's made a great point. Because yesterday all night, Cam was the man. He was the floor general, was he not?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Cam set the tone, and after that big run by the Bulldogs in that second half, once with 12 minutes to go, he set that tone, started drawing a lot of fouls, getting to that free throw line, and right now you see that the Bison now they're kind of starting to get their rhythm. What they want to do is play good defense, limit it to you that one shot. And as you saw right there, once they got the rebound, it was we throwing it up and saw a cutting Okoje going to the basket, and he got the layup, and now he's looking to complete the and one after this media timeout.
Yeah, I think that the Bison came out a little hesitant because they were missing shots. Like they missed their first 3 or 4 shots. I know Bryce had a shot, looked like it was an easy one, and it just hit the front of the rim. And a couple times they looked like they rushed the shots.
There was one play where Cam was looking for Alex Cotton, and Bryce intercepted it almost, thinking it was for him. Cotton would have lined up that 3, one of the best shooters in the country. So I think Bryce is excited because he knows that what's at stake. Bryce has been, of course, like I said, he's the mayor of Howard University, and he's hyped for this game. But, yeah, I think he'll settle in. He's a veteran. He's the leader on this team. Between him and Cam Gillis, they'll get it together.
Right now, at this point, I know it's early in the game, but Okoje's leading the Bison with 4 points. You have Taylor with 2 rebounds, and then Taylor also has an assist. So you like to see a player, if they can't put it in to get the points, do it in other ways.
I like to point out Okoje is also someone who's been in this program, in this system with Kenneth Blakely for years. So he's somebody you can rely upon just like Bryce because he knows the system in and out, and he can help navigate guys like Cedric Taylor, who's playing their first championship game at this level. He talked about last night how Morehouse, it was a different experience. This has been a level up, and he's loving every minute of it. He's got to settle in.
Most definitely. And Okoje is a senior, and like you said, so he does have that veteran experience. And he looks cool, calm, and collective out there on the court.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach has been battling injuries throughout his collegiate career. So this is his first year where he's played almost a full season, and he's benefiting from it.
As he puts it up and gets the roll. Nope, bounces around on all of the rim and bounces off. 5-4, Eagles on top. As Lattimore's going to bring the ball across the half-court line for North Carolina Central. Gets it down inside to Davis. Davis wants to drive. Okoje on the reach. It looked like he might have gotten the ball at first. But nope, he gets called for the reach.
That'll be a Coach J's second foul, so he'll have to sit, and in comes.
And that's unfortunate because he's been the one that's been giving the Bison the spark at this point.
Yeah. Isaiah Brown comes into the game for him.
As the Eagles try to inbound the ball, and they do get the ball inbounds to Johnson. Johnson gets it to Lattimore, back across to Davis. Now bringing the ball across is Carpenter, back to Lattimore. Now back to Johnson. Johnson gets it to, it looks like across the court to Lattimore. Lattimore's going to take that shot. Oh, he knocks it down. Lattimore knocked down a three to make it an 8-4 ball game. 2-possession game at this point. Gillis crosses the half-court line. Cam looking for some room. Cam is being double-teamed. Then he gets some help. Gets it to Brown. Brown gets it to Taylor. CT3 looking to drive. CT takes a step back, puts it up, and misses the shot. Rebound. Eagles. Here comes Johnson. Johnson pushes the ball across the half-court line. Lattimore wants to take a shot. Steps in, takes another one, misses the shot. Rebound, Taylor. Taylor gives it to Gillis. Gillis crossing the half-court line. Here come the Bison on the attack. Gillis steps at the top of the arch. Gets it across to Cotton. Cotton taking his time. Cotton now gets to Harris. Harris wanted to take a three, but gets it off to Brown. Isaiah Brown being guarded by Lattimore. Gets it to Cotton across to Taylor. In the corner to Bryce Harris. Harris is looking. Harris in trouble. Now he tries the drive. Puts it up. Oh, nice double clutch layup. Bryce Harris with 2 for the Bison. 8-6 is the score. 14-16 to go in the first half. Coach Moulton is telling his Eagles to slow it down just a bit. The hectic pace does favor the Bison, I'm realizing. As here comes Johnson crossing the half-court line. Johnson gets it to Davis. Davis looking to... Davis is now going to bring it back up to Johnson. Johnson taking his time. Johnson being guarded by Brown. Now here comes Lattimore. Lattimore at the top. Being covered by Cotton. Lattimore gets it to Davis. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, wide open. And the shot is up, and the shot is good. As Kalichi puts it in for 2 for the Eagles. 10-6 is the score. 13:30 to go in the first half. Cotton gets it to Taylor. Taylor gets it to Cam Gillis. Gillis gets it to Brown. Isaiah backs it up, taking his time. Directing the troops. Isaiah wants to drive. Isaiah gets it to Cotton. Cotton gets it to Taylor in the corner. 3-point! CT3. 10-9 is the score. Now it's a 1-possession game. 13 minutes to go in the first half. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Excuse me. Johnson gets the ball to Davis. Davis goes to the top of the key, but the ball ends up back at the very top to Johnson. Davis penetrated, dished it out to Lattimore. Lattimore gave it back to Johnson at the top of the key. Johnson being covered by Gillis on the far side of the court. Oh, and it's tapped away by CT3. Cedric Taylor III knocks it away. Ball's out of bounds. Checking in now for the Bison. I believe that's Robbins, Calvin Robbins.
Yep, Calvin Robbins.
And also Bryson.
Seeing this depth already coming into play for Howard.
Correct. And Travell Bryson off the bench last night, he was a problem for the Bulldogs. Without question. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Johnson gets the ball in the back court, brings it up to the front court. Johnson wants to drive. Johnson puts it up, and he gets the 2. Deontay Johnson with 2 for the Eagles. 12-9 is now the score. 12:40 to go in the first half. Cam Gillis brings the ball across the half-court line. Gillis taking his time. Wants to drive. He has 2 Eagles. Oh, he had 2 Eagles on him, and then Kalichi reached in, knocked the ball out of his hands. It will be Bison ball. 12.5 minutes to go in the first half. Bison down by 3, 12-9. The Bison have not led in this contest, gentlemen. Gillis gets it up top to Brown. Brown wants to take his time. Cedric Taylor comes up top to help him out. Taylor at the top of the key, up at the top of the arch. Gives it back to Gillis. Gillis wants to get the ball across the court to Bryson. He does. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Gillis wants to drive, but brings it back out. Taylor looking. Taylor drives. Taylor goes up with it and bounces off the back of the backboard and rebound Lattimore of the Eagles. Deontay Johnson with the rock standing on the MEAC logo. The Eagles are moving from your left to your right. This is the championship game. 12 minutes, 12-9 is the score. Eagles on top. Coach Lavelle Moulton versus Coach Kenneth Blakeney. As Lattimore gets the ball to Carpenter. Carpenter gets it into the corner. Back up to Carpenter. Carpenter to Lattimore. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Lattimore fires. Ooh. Gage Lattimore is on fire. Gage is the correct name at this point. 15-9 is the score. 11:34 because he was way out of range and had to throw that one up, and it fell. Here come the Bison on the attack. Brown as the Bison move from your right to your left. Brown to Taylor to Bryson. Back to Gillis. Bryson puts it up from 3. Missed the shot. Big high rebound. Rebound Brown. Brown gets it to Taylor. Taylor over the far corner. Taylor back up top to Brown. Brown to Gillis. Gillis taking his time. Gillis wants to drive. Does penetrate. Comes back up to Brown. Brown at the very top of the arch. Looking. Gets it to Robbins. Back to Brown. Back to Robbins. Robbins wasn't looking. That was a good give and go by Brown. Had it calculated. Robbins didn't turn around. And Brown threw the ball away. Timeout on the court. We'll take a quick timeout. Score is 15-9. Eagles on top of your Bison. It is immediate timeout. It's Howard University basketball brought to you in part by the Bison Express and the School of Communications at Howard University. We'll be right back after this timeout on the Howard University Radio Network.
Don't have time to come out to Green Stadium or Burr to watch the games? Too tired to leave your bed on Saturday but still want to see our Bison play?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, don't worry, chap. WHBC got you.
Write that down.
Tune in every Saturday to catch live streaming of the athletic games this season. Listen to us on Channel 51. Don't have a TV? Listen to us online. Don't have a computer? Listen to us through our app. That's right, our new app. Listen and cheer on your fellow Bison to victory right here on WHBC 96.3 HD3.
Howard University was founded in 1867 in the heart of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Howard University prides itself in a tradition of quality education. Whatever your particular interest, Howard University will provide you with numerous resources to excel. Howard University has an illustrious network of alumni that span the country and the global community. For more information on Howard University, log on to www.howard.edu.
Now, back to Bison Athletics on the Howard University Radio Network.
Howard University basketball brought to you live on the Howard University Radio Network. It's the MEAC, baby! I had to get it in. Derek Bryant doing the color commentating. My man Ray Rogers also contributing. It's Howard University basketball championship game. 15-9 is the score. Your Bison are battling in this one, but they have not led in this game at all, Derek and Ray.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles coming out guns blazing right now. And even though they had a tough fight last night with the Hornets, but Lattimore is definitely leading the way for them.
Gage Lattimore hot early with 9 points, and I was saying during the break that he led the MEAC in scoring for a large part of the season, but that was partly due to the fact that Cedric Taylor missed the first 11 games with a broken hand. He broke his hand 3 games before the season started. If you remember, missed part of the season, but once he got going, he, of course, took over the conference, and Gage Lattimore continues to be a scoring threat, but he just wasn't leading scoring in the MEAC because the emergence of one Cedric Taylor.
Oh, bro, you hurt my feelings. You said that with more confidence when we were off the air. Then you tried to get you got political with it a little bit. But no, I feel you. Gage is knocking it down, and again, Cedric when Taylor came back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It definitely changed the
dynamics
of the conference. So I totally agree with you on that one. Right now, it's Gage. Gage has 9 points. He's 3 for 3 from the free throw line, and he's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. So he is definitely on fire. Here come the Eagles on the attack as they have the ball. 10:51 to go in the half. 15-9 is the score. Eagles on top, and they have the rock as Johnson at the MEAC logos taking his time. Gillis is guarding him. The Eagles again move from your left to your right. There's Lattimore again. This time he misses for the first time. Rebound to the Eagles, and it's back up top to Johnson. Eagles black uniforms trimmed in maroon or burgundy, whichever you prefer. The Bison in all white with the pinstripes trimmed in red as the ball goes to Lattimore. Back up top to Johnson. Johnson for 3. He misses that shot. Rebound, Bryson. Bryson goes up high for that, gets it to Gillis. Gillis crosses the half-court line. Far side of the court is Gillis as they're moving from your right to your left. It's to Brown. Brown here on the near side. Brown goes to his right, gets it to Cotton. Cotton wants to take the shot, but pulls it down. Gets it to Gillis in the far corner. Back up top to Bryson. Bryson puts it up from the foul line. 2 points! Travell Bryson. Bison now cut the lead to 4. 15-11 is the score. 9:53 to go in the first half. Ball's passed way across court, down inside. Davis is going to bring it out for the Eagles. They're at the top. Deontay Johnson with the rock on the MEAC logo. 9:42. 15-11 is the score. Eagles up by 4 with the rock. Davis wants to penetrate. Davis spins. Davis looking for some room. Doesn't find anywhere to go. Gets it back up top. 3-point shot off the rim. Rebound, Bryce Harris. Here come the Bison. Bison, Harris to Gillis. Gillis to Bryson. Bryson to Brown in the corner. Brown takes a stop. Takes his time, misses the shot. Rebound, Eagles. Lattimore with the rebound for the Eagles. As Brown wasn't confident with that 3-point shot. Attempted it the first time, took a step to his left, and then put it up, and it fell short. Johnson's going to slow it down. Gets it to Lattimore. Lattimore on the far side of the court. Gets it back up top to Johnson. Johnson with the MEAC logo down inside to Davis. Davis looking for some room. Gets it across the court. The shot is up. The shot is no good. Rebound, Bison. Cam Gillis with the rebound. Gets it to Cotton. Cotton gets it down in the corner to Brown. Inside to Bryce Harris. Bryce Harris in the paint. Gets it up to Gillis. Gillis still looking. Gets it at the top of the key to Harris. Harris gets it to Cotton. Cotton from the corner. Knocks it down.
He needed that.
Cotton with the 3. As now the score is 15-14. Eagles still on top. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Across court to Carpenter. Carpenter gets it back up top to Johnson. Johnson going to slow it down, taking his time. Now gets it to Davis. Davis will give it to Lattimore. Lattimore to Johnson. Johnson on the far side. Alley-oop, and he missed the shot. Rebound, Cotton. Ball goes out of bounds. They're going to say Eagle ball. Wow. Johnson from across the court tried to get it to Caliche underneath. Caliche missed the alley-oop dunk. Alex Cotton came from nowhere and got the rebound, but then it was knocked out of bounds. They said it was off of Cotton.
Yeah, I thought he knocked it off his head. Knocked the ball off his head.
He may have. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Back to Carpenter. Carpenter at the MEAC logo. Across the court to Lattimore. Lattimore wants to shoot. Nope. Then he pulls it down and takes the dribble. He brings it back up top. Gillis covering him. Now Johnson has the rock. Brown covering Johnson. Now Harris switches off. Johnson goes around everybody. Gets it down inside. Ball's high up in the air. And it's going to be a foul called on Isaiah Brown. You can see that one coming. Brown and Carpenter saw the ball high in the air. Both went for it. And it's a foul on Brown.
Yeah. Like you said, both of them went up for the ball, and you saw that Brown went up, and then he extended his arm, and they called the foul on him.
So there's a timeout on the court. It's a media timeout. We'll take a quick timeout. Bison down by 1, 15-14. That's Howard University basketball. Derek Bryant doing the color commentating. Ray Rogers also contributing. Yours truly, Trevin A. Jones, doing the play-by-play. We'll be right back after this timeout on the Howard University Radio Network.
From A Tribe Called Quest to The Roots, Queen Latifah to Missy Elliott, Goody Mob to Wale. It's a show wrapped in a culture called hip-hop. Every Saturday and Sunday from midnight to 3 a.m. Eastern. It's The Takeover. The Takeover is a progressive hip-hop show with a hint of R&B. It's a party every weekend on your radio. The Takeover. Weekends starting at midnight on Sirius XM, Channel 141, HUR Voices. Now, back to Bison Athletics on the Howard University Radio Network.
Howard University basketball brought to you live on the Howard University Radio Network. It's the MEAC, baby! The score now is 15-14. This is the championship game. Your Bison have not led at all in this contest. Right now, they are down by 1, which is the closest they've been since the tip-off, to be totally honest. Derek Bryant doing the color commentating. Ray Rogers also contributing. Brothers, what do the Bison have to do to make it happen?
Well, Bison, obviously got to make some shots, but it'll start on the defensive end. Continue to play good defense, because if you limit the Eagles to one and done, they'll push and get in transition and get into their flow that way.
A lot of new guys on this Bison roster. And I'm looking at Zay Brown, for example. Doesn't quite look comfortable yet, but Travell Bryson does. If I'm Coach Blakeney, I start to tighten up their rotation, get the guys out there who are going to bring it because North Carolina Central is clearly playing like a team that's desperate. This is not the same team we saw Virgin Mesa the last time these two teams met.
So what looks different to you about this Central team from the last time that you saw them play the Bison?
Defensively, they're locked in today. They are locked in. I mean, Bryce Harris, he had his way. As I mentioned, CT3, as you like to call him, he had his way. The Bison had their way on the inside. Not today. This North Carolina Central team they have clamped down. It's been impressive, but again, I still don't think that they can maintain this pace for the next quarter and a half, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. 7:51 in the first half.
So what pace, in your gentlemen's opinions, favors the Bison? The hectic pace, the sped up press, because that was impressive yesterday. Okay, so
they'll be
so it's unanimous, all of us.
Yeah.
Okay. Here come the Eagles on their attack. As Johnson has the ball in the near court. Eagles moving from your left to your right. Johnson puts it up. Johnson misses the shot. Oh! But Kalichi gets in there and slams it back down. 17-14. The Eagles up by 3. Here come the Bison on the attack. They will bring the ball inbound. They'll be moving from your right to your left. Bryce Harris to inbound the ball for your Bison. On the court for the Bison, you have Harris, you have Taylor, you have Okogie. You also have Gillis and Cotton. Taylor brings the ball across the half-court line. He is now at the MEAC logo. Taylor will take his time, gets the ball to Okogie. Okogie now gets it back up top. Okogie gets it across to Taylor. Taylor looking for some room. Can't find it. He gets it back up top to Cotton. Cotton back to Taylor. Taylor wanted to take the three, hesitates, brings it down, gets it back up top to Gillis. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Gillis is looking as he's at the top of the arch. Gillis is in trouble. Gets it to Taylor. Taylor, penetration move. CT3 floated right through, split the defenders, puts it up and in for 2. 17-16 is the score. 1 point lead. Eagles have led this entire contest at this point as the Eagles get the ball across the half-court line, gets it to Lattimore, who almost crossed the half-court line as he caught the ball. But Lattimore has it back now. Gets it back to Johnson. Johnson looking for some room. Johnson wants to penetrate. Johnson drives. Johnson gets it off. Kalichi inside. Kalichi gets it down. 2 more points for Kalichi as he's a problem right now on the inside against the Bison. The Eagles are up 19-16. 6:23 to go in the first half. As Kalichi now has 8 points for the Eagles. He's the second scorer for them as Lattimore has 9. Here come the Bison on the attack. Gillis looking for some room. Gillis on the near court, side of the court right in front of us. Gillis gets it up top to Taylor. Taylor takes a step, gets it across the court to Okogie. Okogie gets it up top to Harris. Bryce Harris for 3. Whoa! Bryce Harris taking his time, knocking down the 3. The score is now tied for the first time since the opening tip-up. 19-19. Here come the Eagles on the attack. The press is on by the Bison. There's Lattimore, far side. Lattimore gets it up underneath, and the ball is blocked. But Kalichi gets it back. Nope. Rebound, Gillis. Gillis trying to get the ball across the half-court line. Gets it to Taylor. Taylor looking for some room. Taylor does. Oh, Taylor got away with a carry there as he goes up and missed the shot. Is it a foul called against the Eagles? It is. As Kalichi gets called for that foul. And I don't know if you gentlemen saw it from our vantage point. When Taylor went across that paint, he did carry that ball. It looked like he carried it to me.
I mean, it was close, and you might be right. So
I think he was trying to establish that position. You know, you backing somebody down. He brought the ball back.
Really, that's where we're going. That's what we're doing.
Carry is not something that's called in today's game. You know that.
So be it. Taylor at the line, knocks down the first shot. First time the Bison are in the lead. 20-19 is the score. CT3 at the line gets his 6th point of the night. He's 1 for 1 at the charity stripe. 5:32 to go in the half. Knocks down the second one. The score is now 21-19. Bison on top for the first time. Here come the Eagles. The Eagles opened this game going up 5-0. Bison battle by steal by Gillis. Gillis puts it up. Missed the shot. Tap back up. Missed the shot. Back up by Barris. Missed the shot again. And Harris gets fouled as he tried to put it back up. And Khalid, and it looks like Okogie might have tweaked his knee or hamstring when he went down.
He'll be all right.
So what happened was Gillis got the steal, put the shot up, missed the shot. Okogie comes in, tries to tap it in, misses the tap. Harris gets the ball, tries to put it up, misses that. But then as Taylor comes across, he gets fouled trying to put the ball in the hole.
Yeah, that was a great job.
Sorry, Harris. Harris got fouled as he tried to put the ball in the hole.
Great.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, my apologies. That was a great job by the Bison. Once the ball went in, they went to their full court press, and a diamond press, actually. And then all of a sudden, as soon as the ball came in, Harris and Taylor collapsed on the defender and forced the ball. He threw it right into Gillis' hands as Harris missed the first free throw.
As Bryce misses the first shot, he will get another. 21-19 is the score. Bryce Harris at the line, puts it up, knocks it down. 22-19, 3-point lead for the Bison. Largest lead of the game for the Bison. Actually, the first time they've been leading the game. As here come the Eagles on the attack. There's a press. It's a man matchup. And Johnson comes to get it back. Johnson throws it way down court. And Johnson almost threw it out of bounds. It's recovered by Kalichi, who gets it back to Johnson. Johnson at the half-court line, taking his time at the MEAC logo, trying to push off Cam Gillis. Gillis is getting on his nerve as he gets it across to Davis. Davis gives it to Lattimore. Lattimore gives it to Carpenter. Carpenter now looking to drive and across the court to Lattimore. Lattimore drives, gets it to Kalichi. Kalichi puts it up, and he knocks it down. That was Davis. Correction. Davis puts it up, knocks it down. Here come the Bison on the attack. 22-21 is the score. Okoje has the ball near court, right in front of us. Bison move from your right to your left. Okoje taking his time. Okoje is going to get it to Taylor. Taylor looking. Gets it across the court to Gillis. Oh, it's stolen. It's a lazy pass. And Johnson gets in. Davis gets in the way. But Davis misses the layup. Now the ball is thrown down court to Cotton. Cotton throws it up. Bryce Harris has it under the hoop. Bryce goes up. Bryce missed the shot. Tap in. Okoje on the spot. Taps it in. 24-21. 3-point lead. Bison. 4:12 to go in the first half. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Carpenter gets it across the half-court line. Davis has the rock, gives it to Johnson. Johnson being covered by Cotton. Alex Cotton on the defense as Cotton and Johnson. Johnson trying to get around Cotton now, allowing him to. Johnson passes it back to Davis. Davis gets it across the court to Lattimore. Lattimore wants to drive, takes a step back, puts it up, and misses that shot. And Bryce Harris is looking for the rebound, but it's tapped up to Gillis, and Gillis gets fouled as Lattimore tried to take it from Cam. Cam just goes 150%. Like he's at one speed. So that's why his collisions look so dramatic, because that's how he slowed down. Timeout on the floor. It's a 24-21 lead. Bison on top. 3:46 to go in the first half. We're going to take a quick timeout. It's Howard University basketball, brought to you in part by Bison Express and the School of Communications. We'll be right back after this timeout. Your Bison up by 3 on the Howard University Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Steve Harvey, and I'm inviting you to my party every morning from 6 to 10 on Mighty 96.3 WHUR. Listen, we get your day going with motivation, the best music, and some mess with my family, Shirley Strawberry, Carla Farrell, J. Anthony Brown Jr., and the fool himself, Nephew Tommy. We've been at this for a long time, man. I want to thank y'all for living with and always loving on us. This is Steve Harvey Morning Show, putting the fun in funny, man, every weekday morning on 96.3 WHUR.
When it's time to turn up. Turn to Flex 2K, a Sirius XM channel that takes you from 2000s bling
you bling like the Neptune sound.
through the rise of trap.
Let's go, man.
Nothing but the hip hop bangers that define the first 2 decades of the millennium. Flex 2K, channel 49, and the Sirius XM app.
Now back to Bison Athletics on the Howard University Radio Network.
Howard University basketball brought you live on the Howard University Radio Network. Darren Bryan doing the color commentating. Ray Rogers also contributing. Yours truly, Trevin A. Jones, is doing the play-by-play. It's the championship game. We're here on a Saturday afternoon. Your Bison are up by 3, 24-21. Derek and Ray, what's standing out in your minds as you watch this game?
How we're starting to turn up the intensity on defense. You're starting to see that size come into play down low. I think North Carolina Central is going to get worn down because, as we pointed out during the break, Howard has played 8 guys. North Carolina Central only 6. These guys playing on their third game in 4 days? We already said that. I just don't think they can hold up, unfortunately. But they're giving everything they got. But the Bison just overwhelming them with their athleticism and size, including Travell Bryson off the bench.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that the depth is not going to play a factor because Central wants to press. But in order to press, that takes a lot of energy. And if you're only playing 6, you're not playing more than 6. You're going to have to, preserve that energy and, go back into a half-court defense. For the Bison, they want to play. They want to press. And obviously you saw it in that one sequence where Bryce was over the ball, and as soon as they passed the ball in, they collapsed on the defender and forced the turnover.
Notice Cam Gillis has not come off the floor yet.
And he played 37 minutes yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So I totally get that, but he's the floor general.
Yes, sir.
He definitely is the floor general. All right, it's time. That's the DJ. That's the one I heard say. That's the MEAC, baby. He said, it's the MEAC, baby. He just did it, but I stole it, so it's not mine. All right, so let me get back to the game. I apologize. We're excited. The atmosphere is crazy. The electricity is here. Your Bison are up by 3. It's 3:46 to go in the first half, and we thought we were a little on the edge of our seats because the Eagles came out and dropped the first 5 of this contest. And it looked like the Bison hadn't found the rhythm, and they were coming up short on their shots. But they found the flow. Okoje brings the ball inbounds to Cam Gillis. Gillis is going to cross the half-court line. Gillis is covered by Davis. Gillis does cross the half-court line. As Davis want to reach, almost got found there. But Gillis in control, totally taking his time. Gets it to Okoje. Okoje wants to drive. Okoje gets fouled. That's a blocking foul. We saw that one coming as Carpenter stepped in front of Okoje, trying to prevent him from penetrating to the baseline, in the direction of the baseline. So it will be a foul and Bison ball. On the court for your Bison, Gillis, Cotton, Okoje, Taylor, and Harris. Davis, Johnson, Carpenter, Archie, and Kalichi on the court for the Eagles of North Carolina Central. Okoje has the ball at the top. The Eagles are in a 3-2 defense right now. And that kind of takes away the outside shot, but the Bison have been penetrating, so I don't understand that. But Taylor gets to Cotton. Cotton in the corner, and Cotton misses that shot. Rebound to Okoje. Gillis puts it up. Cam knocks it down for 2. 26-21 is the score. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Bison pressing, matching up with a man press. As now the Johnson trying to get it across. He's guarded by Gillis. He gets it across to Davis. Davis now gets it to Archie. Archie back up top to Johnson. Johnson at the MEAC logo taking his time. The Eagles moving from your left to your right. Johnson at the middle of the court at the logo gets it to Davis. Davis in the near court across to Johnson. Johnson on the far side. Johnson puts it up, misses the shot. Rebound, CT3. Cedric Taylor the third. Gets it to Okoje. Okoje on the drive, and Okoje gets fouled. I believe that was Johnson with the reach. It was. Deontay Johnson gets called for the reach. So that's his first foul. Second team foul for the Eagles, North Carolina Central. Bison shooting 45% from the floor. The Eagles only 36%. From beyond the arc, the Bison are actually shooting 38% to the Eagles 25%. So that's kind of interesting. Okoje on the line. He has 6 points. He's 2 for 3. Now 2 for 4 from the charity strike. So he's shooting 50%. Deontay Johnson gets the rebound. Johnson being covered by Gillis as he crosses the half-court line. Johnson gets the ball to Davis. Davis gets it into the deep in the corner. That's Archie. As Archie gets the ball back up top. Johnson to Carpenter. Carpenter for 3. Misses that shot. Rebound Eagles. Back up to Johnson. Johnson and back to Carpenter. Carpenter to Archie. Archie with a 2-point shot. Archie goes up. Missed the shot. Air ball. Rebound Okoje. Okoje across the half-court line in the blink of an eye. Gets it to Gillis. Gillis on the far side. Gives it to Taylor. Taylor looking for some room. Taylor calling out signals to Gillis. As Taylor, I think he wanted him to clear out. Taylor has Johnson on him, but gets it to the top to Gillis. Gillis wants to penetrate, but gets it to Cotton. Cotton for 3. Deep 3. Missed the shot. Rebound. Oh, tapped out by Okoje. Saved by Taylor. Back to Okoje. Back to Gillis. What movement by the Bison. Harris with a 3. Missed the shot. And rebound Johnson of the Eagles. Here comes Archie. Archie looking for some room. Archie gets it back up top to Johnson. Johnson at the MEAC logo. And Coach Moulton tells Johnson, slow it down. 1:27 to go in the first half. 26-21 is the score. Your Bison on top. Davis gets it to Archie. Archie in the far corner as the Eagles are moving from your left to your right. Archie wants to drive, puts it up, goes right, missed the shot, tap in. Nope, tap is missed. Ball still up in the air. Rebound to Davis and the Eagles. Back inside, Bryce Harris comes up with the steal. Here come the Bison on the attack. Okoje wants to drive, gets the ball up top to Gillis, across the court to Taylor. Taylor looking for some room, gets it back to Gillis. Gillis taking his time, gets it to Okoje. Okoje takes the shot from three, misses the shot. Rebound, ball's going out of bounds. Talk about a hectic pace.
They got to get Cam the ball. Let him run the offense. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you, because even though the hectic pace is playing into the favor of the Bison, they still need some type of control as they're speeding up the pace.
Absolutely.
Timeout on the floor. So we're going to take a quick timeout. It's Howard University basketball brought to you live. Bison up by 5 on the Howard University Radio Network.
Hi, this is Charlie Neal from HBCU Go TV. HBCU Go is your premier destination for HBCU sports. From thrilling football games to slam dunk basketball, we bring you the heart and soul of the culture all in one place. Whether you're an alum, a fan, or just love the game, HBCU Go is where you need to be. Stream live, stay updated, and celebrate the legacy of HBCUs. Join the movement only on hbcugo.tv.
The Howard University Kathy Hughes School of Communications strives for excellence. SOC produces the next generation of future lawyers, journalists, filmmakers, and much more. With programs that offer on-site experience, there's no stopping our students from dominating in the field. For more information on the School of Communications, visit communications.howard.edu. The School of Communications encourages all students to join WHBC 96.3 HD3.
Now back to Bison Athletics on the Howard University Radio Network.
Howard University basketball brought to you live on the Howard University Radio Network. The Eagles bring the ball inbounds. The ball is down underneath the basket to Davis, and Davis is fouled. I believe that's going to be called on Taylor. 41 seconds to go in the first half. Bison on top, 26-21. On the court for your Bison, you have Gillis, Cotton, Taylor, Bryson, and Harris. Davis is at the line for the Eagles of North Carolina Central. Davis has yet to go to the charity stripe, so he's taking his first two shots. He knocks it down. 26-22 is the score. As Caliche checks back in for the Eagles of North Carolina Central. Davis at the line. Eagles down by 4. 41 seconds. He knocks it down. 26-23, one possession game. As the Bison are going to bring the ball up across the half-court line. Cam Gillis. He's getting covered by Arubi. He gets it across. Oh, and it's stolen by Davis. Davis timed that perfectly. Davis takes a step, goes in, missed the shot. Rebound, Bryson. Bryson gets the ball and gives it to Taylor. 21 seconds left in the first half. Bison up by 3, 26-23. Cam Gillis has the ball at the MEAC logo with 13 seconds on the clock. Gillis is going to take his time. The Bison moving from your right to your left. As Gillis gives it to Bryson, back to Gillis. Gillis penetrates. Gillis gets into the heart of the key, puts it up by Harris, and Harris is fouled. Bryce Harris missed the shot, but as he was missing it, he was fouled. Coach Moulton and the rest of the Eagles bench was not having it. It was right in front of their bench. So Harris will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, that's a tough break for the Eagles, but
Harris missed the shot.
I feel like Bryce was bobbling that one, y'all. I got to be honest.
It looked like he was bobbling it.
Yeah, he didn't have control of the ball. But, you know, sometimes, like you said yesterday, when you get somebody from behind with that body on the side, they're going to call it
every time. So Harris at the charity stripe. 26-23 is the score. 3 seconds on the clock. And he misses both shots. Oh, Taylor came in for the tap and just missed it. Shot is up. Long shot. Oh, as Johnson tried to nail it at the buzzer from the half-court line. He misses. It's halftime. Championship game. You're Bison up by 3. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with that first half recap It's Howard University basketball brought to you live on the Howard University Radio Network.
From Jersey to Ibiza, they say it doesn't get sweeter.
From the bustling streets of Lagos to the favelas of Rio. Sirius XM Tropics is a melting pot of rhythms from Africa, the Caribbean, and beyond. Get away to Tropics. One of more than 200 extra channels available in the Sirius XM app.
Welcome to HUR Voices, where you get real talk with real people. Experience clear and to-the-point content that entertains, educates, and inspires. HUR Voices offers original programming on topics from politics to poetry, all while embodying the mission of Howard University to serve America and the global community. HUR Voices on Sirius XM Channel 141, part of the Howard University Radio Network.
Howard University was founded in 1867 in the heart of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Howard University prides itself in a tradition of quality education. Whatever your particular interest, Howard University will provide you with numerous resources to excel. Howard University has an illustrious network of alumni that span the country and the global community. For more information on Howard University, log on to www.howard.edu.
There is a conference where the student and student athlete still matters, where geography means something, and where rivalries are measured in decades, not dollars. In this conference, we push one another to greater heights on the field, the court, the track, and in the classroom. Here, we stay true to our values, and we stay true to each other. The Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, where champions are made.
The Howard University Kathy Hughes School of Communications strives for excellence. SOC produces the next generation of future lawyers, journalists, filmmakers, and much more. With programs that offer on-site experience, there's no stopping our students from dominating in the field. For more information on the School of Communications, visit communications.howard.edu. The School of Communications encourages all students to join WHBC 96.3 HD3.
Whether it's big on the block
or blowing up your feed,
They not like us.
Hip Hop Nation is the sound of the culture.
Top say drop, you better drop and give them 50.
I'm presidential leaving the club. We ain't stopping at no light.
The turn up starts here.
Hip Hop Nation.
Channel 44 and in the Sirius XM app.
You have tuned into Howard University's Black Communicator, WHBC 96.3 HD3, located in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. at Howard University.
Now, back to Bison Athletics on the Howard University Radio Network.
Howard University basketball brought to you live on the Howard University Radio Network and in part by Bison Express and the School of Communications. Derek Bryan is doing your color commentating. Ray Rogers is contributing. Yours truly, Trevin A. Jones, is doing the play-by-play. Derek, the Bison are only up by 3. It's 26-23. And Coach Moulton and his Eagles are giving them everything they can handle. And I say that because right now, if you look at the shooting, the Bison are shooting 39% from the floor, whereas the Eagles are shooting 30%. And if you look at the free throw percentage, the Eagles are 100% at the line right now as a team. The Bison only 50%. I think that's what's keeping them in the game at this point because the Eagles have been to the line 5 times. So the difference in this game is 3 points. So those 5 points actually cuts a lead, an 8-point lead in half, and keeps you in the game going into the half. I'm interested to look at the points off of turnovers. That is close. It's 3-3. So the turnovers aren't making a difference in this one. I'm interested to see if the Bison will cause more turnovers in the second half like they did yesterday against the Bulldogs of South Carolina State. If they can make the Eagles turn the ball over as much as they did yesterday against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, this first half, I mean, look, I just glanced at the halftime stats. You know, it's almost even in a lot of statistics. I mean, rebounding, both teams are 18 turnovers. Howard got 5, but Central got 4. I mean, it's a lot of even points in the paint are even. Turnovers off of points off turnovers is even at 3. So it's been an even game. A game of a little bit of runs as well. I mean, Central led majority of that first half, but at the end, the Bison made a run to take the lead into the break.
And they did. And I want to point this out. Cam Gillis was the man yesterday, without question, scoring like 27 points. Cam also had something in every category, aside from a block. I think he didn't have a block shot, but he had at least an assist. He had a steal. He had a rebound. He had points, and he led the way. He was really, truly the floor general for the Bison yesterday. Today, right now, Cam only has 2 points, but he has to have 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Leading the way for the Bison at this point, you have Cedric Taylor, the third, is like I like to call him CT3. He has 7 points, and then Okoje has 6 points, as well as Bryce Harris. Bryce Harris has 6 points for the Bison. On the other side of the court, the Eagles, you had Lattimore get hot early. And Lattimore knocked down 2 straight 3-point shots. 3. I think he had 3 3-point shots. Caught fire, but then cooled off. He's leading the way with 9 points. You have Kalichi, who is a problem underneath the basket and on the boards. He had a follow-up slam dunk. He has 8 points for the Eagles, and then that's it. And then you have Davis with 4. So right now, it looks like if the defense can step it up a notch for the Bison, they can pose problems for the Eagles moving forward.
Yeah. One thing that the Bison have done a lot this season, all season long, has being able to create turnovers and scoring points off of the turnovers. And if they don't score points off of turnovers, they're relying on their defense in terms of limiting you to 1 shot, no offensive rebounds, no second chance points, and then converting into transition points.
Correct. Now, I think that, in my opinion, I know that yesterday we saw South Carolina State come out and throw their best punch at the Bison early in that second half, where I think they ran off like 6 points or 7 straight points, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take that correction. They ran off 9 points in the beginning of the second half yesterday, and it looked like they were getting into it. Coach called a timeout, and then after that timeout, it looked like Lady Momentum just said, "No, I'm finished sitting here. Let me just move over here with the Bison," because the Bison stepped it up on defense. They had a man-to-man matchup zone press full court, which seemed to be the key to that one.
Well, in terms of that, South Carolina State came out hot. They played desperate. If you're a team that plays going there and playing desperate, you're going to make some shots, particularly Treadwell. Treadwell, I think Ray said it, Treadwell need to get going, and he got going quickly to set the tone for the Bulldogs yesterday.
So let me ask you this question. I don't mean to cut you off, and Ray's here too. Treadwell was the man that came out, and he was shooting threes yesterday. Today it's Lattimore. Will Lattimore come out and do the same thing in the second half, do you think, at the beginning of the second half?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, if you're a scorer, and Ray said it, he led the conference in scoring for the majority of the year. So, scores, shoot, score. If you're a scorer, you can get hot instantly. All you need to see the ball just go in the basket. Once you see it go to the basket, whether it's a free throw, whether it's a layup, you can get streaky.
Now, the reason I asked that question, and it's for you and Ray to respond to, is because since the Bison saw it yesterday, if Lattimore should do it today at the beginning of the second half, they can say to themselves, "Oh, we've been here before. Let's go."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's no panic. Basketball's always been a game of runs. It's just a matter of making that adjustment, and and you also have to think about it too. They are only playing 6 players. You have to utilize that as well. And I know some people may say, well, that's a mental thing. Yes, it can be mental. But, we looking at right now, I'm looking at the halftime, 3 players on Central has played all 20 minutes. So pretty much Moulton saying, look, if I'm going down swinging with my best players, he's going to play them all 20 minutes if it's close, no matter what. Where on Howard, Cam's the only one that's played all 40 minutes, all 20 minutes right now. But blatantly has gone to an 8-9-man rotation. So, in terms of fatigue will play a factor going down the stretch.
Excellent point. It's Howard University basketball right now. Your Bison are on top. The score is 26-23. It is halftime. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back with the beginning of the second half after this timeout on the Howard University Radio Network.
Hi, this is Charlie Neal from HBCU Go TV. HBCU Go is your premier destination for HBCU sports. From thrilling football games to slam dunk basketball, we bring you the heart and soul of the culture all in one place. Whether you're an alum, a fan, or just love the game, HBCU Go is where you need to be. Stream live, stay updated, and celebrate the legacy of HBCUs. Join the movement only on hbcugo.tv.
SiriusXM Channel 142, HBCU, offers original programming from participating historically Black colleges and universities. HBCU's goal is to highlight the activities of each institution and its contributions to the African diaspora. The creation, management, and delivery of HBCU is provided by the Howard University Radio Network, located on the campus of Howard University. For more information, log on to hbcuradionet.com.
Don't have time to come out to Green Stadium or Burr to watch the games? Too tired to leave your bed on Saturday but still want to see our Bison play?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, don't worry, chap. WHBC got you.
Write that down.
Tune in every Saturday to catch live streaming of the athletic games this season. Listen to us on Channel 51. Don't have a TV? Listen to us online. Don't have a computer? Listen to us through our app. That's right, our new app. Listen and cheer on your fellow Bison to victory right here on WHBC 96.3 HD3.
There is a conference where the student and student athlete still matters, where geography means something, and where rivalries are measured in decades, not dollars. In this conference, we push one another to greater heights on the field, the court, the track, and in the classroom. Here, we stay true to our values, and we stay true to each other. The Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, where champions are made.
Now, back to Bison Athletics on the Howard University Radio Network.
Howard University basketball brought to you live on the Howard University Radio Network, brought to you in part by the School of Communications at Howard University, preparing tomorrow's media and journalism professionals today, and the Bison Express. Visit bisonexpress.org and become a member today. Derek Bryan doing your color commentating. Ray Rogers is also contributing. Yours truly, Trevin A. Jones, doing the play-by-play. And Ray and Derek, I'm still excited because we still have a whole second half of basketball to go. The Bison are up by 3.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been exciting. Both teams played pretty equally during that first half. Defensively, turning it up on both ends. Looking forward to see what happens these first 5 minutes.
Yeah, my man Trevor, you a stat guy, right? And you always dropping those numbers. I'm gonna try to be you now and saying Gage Lattimore in 2 matchups against Howard. He had 14 points in the first matchup, 10 points in the second matchup. Where is he at now?
He's at 9.
He's at 9. So he's right around what he typically gets against Howard. I don't see him being as big of a factor, despite the fact that he led the conference scoring from a huge portion of the season.
I'm glad you did that, and I like that because I'm going to say this. Yesterday I did with South Carolina State because they had scored 57 to 58 points against the Bison earlier in the season. They ended up with 61. So Ray brought up a good point. So if Lattimore is only around, 14 and 15, is that what you said?
10 and 14.
10 and 14. He already has 9. So I will use him as an indicator and an X factor to gauge him to see what the performance of the Eagles will be in this one. But I think he only gets to 15 points. But I shouldn't do that. I'm not a betting man. Because see, if I gamble and lose, I'm done. If I lose $10, I'm finished for the day. You can take me to Vegas. If I lose $20, I'm done. No matter how long I'm there. Anyway, let me get back to the game. It's 26-23. We're about to start the second half. Right now, as Derek brought it up earlier too, when you look at the stats, let me share this with you first. The game has only been tied at one time, and that's for 1 minute and 20 seconds. The Eagles of North Carolina Central had led this game for 13 minutes out of the 20 of the first half. The Bison have only led for 5 minutes and 32 seconds, but the Bison now have the lead at 26-23. I think, just in my personal opinion, that little 3-point lead is big because it helps the mentality and the focus of the Bison going into the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you knew they were going to make a run, and they took the lead. But you got to give credit to the Eagles. Once the Bison took the lead, they stayed composed and kept up with the Bison. So, again, I'm looking forward to see what happens these first 5 minutes, because will fatigue start to kick in for the Eagles? And if so, that'll be the chance for the Bison to pull away.
What do you think, Ray?
I just feel, again, like Howard's size and their ability to score the ball inside, plus their pressure defense, and they got the best point guard in the MEAC and Cam Gillis. That's just too much for North Carolina Central, who's played 3 games in 4 days, and they still don't have the legs. They're just going on sheer will at this point.
So as the second half is about to get underway, here comes Gillis. Gillis crosses the half-court line, gets it to Cotton. Cotton right at the top. The Bison now moving from your left to your right as Taylor has the rock, gets it to Okoje. Okoje looking to make a move, but gets it back to Taylor. Taylor deep in the corner on the far side. Gets underneath to Cotton. Cotton gets it up top to Gillis. Cotton looked like he could have gone for a layup. Decided to pass it out. Now it's back down inside to Harris. Harris looking for somebody to get it to. Harris in trouble. Gets it to Cotton. Cotton misses the shot. Rebound Taylor. Taylor puts it back up. 2 points. CT3. As the Eagles are now on the attack as Lattimore has the rock. It's a press by the Bison. Breaking the press is Johnson. Johnson breaks it and it's blocked by Taylor. Ball up in the air. Rebound Gillis. Gillis now crossing the half-court line. Pressing the place, puts it up, misses the shot, and he is fouled. Wow.
Couldn't help but think of you right there. He always looks like he's getting shot out of a missile when he falls.
He does. His momentum, he's one speed. Cam Gillis is one speed. If you never have watched the Bison play, you need to watch Cam Gillis. And again, I'm going to make this reference. If you're too young to understand what I'm about to say, I'm going to say it again. He reminds me of Muggsy Bogues. And the reason he reminds me of Muggsy Bogues is because everything is forward, and it's forward at 110 miles per hour as Gillis knocks that down. And not only that, Ray, it's forward and it's at 110 miles an hour, but it's focused because he sees the entire court in front of him. And if he has to dish it to the right or the left, he can do it at the same time as Gillis knocks it down again.
Muggsy's not a bad comparison. Let me just say that. He just was 5'3". That's the only thing.
That's the only thing. Yeah. But when you look at Cam and you look at the way he plays and has a low center of gravity, that reminds me of Muggsy Bogues. Here come the Eagles on the attack. And I know that makes me old, but whatever. Here, 30-23 is the score. The Bison are on top. 18 minutes to go in the contest. As here, the Eagles on the attack. Davis gets it in the deep in the corner. That's Lattimore. Lattimore wants to drive, and he loses the rock. And it goes out of bounds. It will be Bison ball. Lattimore wanted to take a shot, then decides to put it on the court. And as he put it down, he lost his dribble. That's the only way I can describe that one. He lost the handle, and it goes out of bounds. Bison ball. Here come the Bison on the attack. Gillis trying to cross the half-court line. Gillis gets it to Okoje. Okoje on the far side. Bison moving from your left to your right. Okoje gets it to Cotton. Cotton gets it back up top to Okoje. Okoje bringing the ball to the near side of the court. They stopped at the logo. Gets it to Taylor. Taylor turns around, and he gets fouled. Taylor turned around at the foul line. It was a short shot. It's a quick turnaround jumper. And it may have been a hit on the hand because it definitely fell short. Foul was called. He was in the motion, so he's going to go to the line. Taylor has 9 points for the Bison. He's 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. 30-23 is the score. Bison up by 7. Taylor knocks it down.
Foul trouble might be an issue for North Carolina Central with that short rotation.
Absolutely. As the Eagles right now, they have Lattimore has 3 fouls. So Caliche also has 3 fouls. Great observation by Ray. Ray trying to show he's proving his value, his work. He knows what he's doing. Taylor knocks it down. With, a little something. Just playing. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Lattimore gets it across the court to Johnson. Johnson trying to get it across the half-court line. Okoje applying pressure. They're at the MEAC logo as Johnson does get it across. He's going to try to back it down. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Johnson gets it to Lattimore. Back to Johnson. Johnson on the far side. Johnson at the top of the arc. Gets it to Lattimore. Lattimore right in front of us. As the Eagles move from your right to your left, it's down to Kalichi. Kalichi looking like he wants to spin and move. He does spin and move. Puts it up. Missed the shot. Misses everything. Rebound, Bryce Harris. Bryce Harris gets it to Gillis. Gillis gets it back to Bryce. Bryce gets it to Cotton in the corner. Cotton. Oh, soft like tissue. Cotton hits the bottom of the net, and he is pumped up. I say that because Ray has been sitting next to us for 2 days, and he's saying that Alex Cotton can get off if he gets into the flow and the rhythm. And on that shot right there, Alex Cotton, man, it was fluent. The shot looks soft. And you're like, Trevin, what does soft look like? That shot. That's exactly what soft looked like as Cotton knocks it down for 2. The Bison with that score now go up by a score of 35-23. 17:51 to go in the contest. I want to keep it right here. It's the championship game. And as Ray and Derek had made a comment while we were off mic, they were talking about the analysis as the comparison between the two teams. It's proven to be true, what you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of knew that, both teams want to come in here, play defense. Moulton's teams over the years have been always a defensive team. So when they came to the Burr earlier this year and they allowed 100 points, that is not a Moulton team.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree with that.
That is not a Moulton team that gives up. And now coming into this game, they made the adjustments. But now in this second half, the Bison opened the half with a 9-0 run.
Yeah, I was going to say, you mentioned defense, and the Bison scored all the points in the second half so far.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy. And again, they've only led for 7 minutes and 41 seconds of the game. Ray, what do you think was the pivotal point for the turnaround for the Bison, even in the first half, as they took that momentum and carried it here into the second half?
Honestly, I think it was just shaking off championship jitters, getting that out the way, and now they know who they are. They know they're the superior team. And the body language for North Carolina Central has changed dramatically. I tell you, momentum is a real thing, fam. And that break didn't help Central at all because the Bison knew that they were starting to get a groove at the end of that half, win the halftime lead. You mentioned it. North Carolina Central was leading for how many? 13? Still, they've led for a longer period of time than Howard, but they find themselves down 12. That's demoralizing.
You know what? And I think, and I'm glad you brought that point up because, again, as we observed the game, it looked like the Bison, as you said, you shook off championship game jitters because they were missing shots early. The shots were coming up short, and it looked like they weren't making decisive moves. And the most critical thing they were doing, and Ray made a great point bringing it up earlier, they weren't getting the ball into Cam Gillis's hands so he could run that offense. It was like a hectic pace, which is playing in their favor, but you got to get it to your floor general so he can control it.
100% agreed. That last possession when kind of got that three, Cam Gillis got it to Bryce. Bryce swung the ball. That's Kenneth Blake in the offense. Smooth, silky, and the Bison up 12 now.
Alex Cotton was pumped after he knocked that one down. The Bison up by 12. They were only up by 3 at the half. Now it's 12. It's 35-23 as the Eagles will inbound the ball. They're going to move from your right to your left. It's a championship game. Saturday afternoon in the scope. Nothing better than that. MEAC title game? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to do it. It's the MEAC, baby. Got to get it in there. Here come the Eagles on the attack as it looks like Carpenter is going to bring the ball in. It looks like Davis is looking to assist as well as Johnson. No, that is Lattimore. Lattimore gets the ball on the far side, covered by Gillis. Gets it across the half-court line to Davis. Davis on the drive. Davis takes a step, tries to dish it, stolen by Taylor. Okoje comes up with it as well. Here comes Gillis. Gillis crosses the half-court line. Gillis passing into Bryce Harris. Harris goes up, and he is fouled, but he missed the shot. Bryce Harris, with the hesitant move, hesitated, bent down, then went up with the shot. And as he was going up, he was fouled.
Yeah, Cam Gillis. He's going to be your most outstanding player. 17:37 left. Has not come out the game once. He is running the show. Best player on the floor, if you ask me.
After playing 37 minutes last night. 27 points. Harris knocks it down.
Yeah. And another thing with Cam, this half, he has set the tone. He does not have to be a scorer. He does not have to be the scorer.
He's the floor general. Ray's been trying to tell you that. You ain't been listening. You ain't listening to him. He's sitting right here. No, I'm just playing. 37-23 is the score. Bison on top now by 14. 17:37 to go in the contest. Eagles trying to get the ball in, and he finally gets it in, and it's almost stolen. They beat the press. Here comes Carpenter. Gets it to Lattimore. Lattimore wanted to take the three, has to back it up to Johnson. Johnson at the MEAC logo. Johnson taking his time as Okoje is covering Johnson. Okoje backs up as the Bison are in a man. As now the ball's inside. Bison in his zone. As the ball's tapped away, Harris goes to the floor and misses the ball. Shot is up, and it's a foul's going to be called on Okoje as Kalichi goes to the hole.
Yeah, last foul was on time.
That's okay. That was a good foul. Okoje was there. He had to stop Kalichi from getting an easy bucket. The Eagles still haven't scored in the second half. 37-23 is the score.
Yeah, the Bison are clamping down on defense with the press, and like you said, they just played a zone as this Eagles scored their first point in the second half.
Kalichi knocks it down. That is his 9th point of the night. And he knocks down. Nope, missed the second one shot. Bryce Harris with the rebound. Here come the Bison on the attack. Harris pushes the ball across the half-court line. Harris stops at the foul line. Gets it under to Okoje. Okoje looking. Okoje gets it across to Gillis. Gillis gets it to Harris. Harris gets it up top to Okoje. Okoje back to Harris. Harris is looking. Harris gives it to Taylor. CT3 wanted to take the shot, pulls it down, then drives, then puts it up. And misses the layup. Harris with the rebound. Oh, reverse layup. Bryce Harris. As now the Bison to put on the press. They're up 39-24, 16:40 to go in the contest. Johnson's going to slow it down. Bison up by 15. Match up man. Nope, it's a 2-3 zone. It's confusing is what it is because they're switching from man to zone real quick right in front of us. Here comes Carpenter. Oh, Okoje steals the ball. Is he going to do it? Slam dunk. Okoje on the slam. 41-24. 16 minutes to go in the first half. A Bison are on top. Here comes Johnson trying to bring the ball across the half court. Now it's a trap. As Okoje and Gillis trap Johnson. Johnson in trouble. Johnson can't find anybody. And Johnson calls a timeout. Coach Moulton called the timeout from the bench, I believe.
Yeah.
Because Johnson was in trouble. Johnson was literally right in front of us. And Okoje and Gillis had him trapped for days. And I think the officials saw Coach Moulton across the court, and then Coach Moulton called the timeout.
Yeah, kudos to Coach Morton bailing him out because that was a 5-second call coming.
And that's what Coach Blakeney is saying.
It was coming.
Coach Blakeney was pissed because he saw that he keeps holding up 5. Like he was in the corner forever.
Yeah.
And they sent him to prison for life on that one because he wasn't coming out of there.
He dribbled right into it, but again, that's the Howard Bison defense for you. One of the best defensive teams in the country.
Yeah, no doubt. And I agree with you. We'll keep it right here. This is pausing the action on the floor, but we'll keep it here so we can keep you up on what's going on. And I say that to say this. Johnson is the point guard. So when you see the point guard panic and in trouble and can't see anything and doesn't have the wherewithal to call the timeout, then you know that you're successful with the trap defense.
Man, the Howard size. I mean, Okoje is playing the guard position at 6'5". You know, Deontay Johnson is what, 6 foot?
Correct.
I don't care what he's listed at.
And then you had Gillis right behind him. Yeah, I like that. You don't care what I don't care what the paper says. I know what I can see.
Yeah. I mean, even the possession before where Okoje just stripped Johnson. Like
easily from behind.
Just took his cookies right in front of him. Like, you being careless with the ball. Okoje gonna take it, and he slammed it in. And like you said, I think if you're a point guard, obviously we talked about Gillis, the Bison point guard, setting the tone. If your point guard is not, if he's kind of shaking a little bit too, that trickles down to your team too, because he's in that last possession where he was trapped and he did not have the presence of mind, like, let me call a timeout. That's for Coach Moulton, I know that's a little troubling right there.
Totally agree. Listen to this, gentlemen. The Eagles have led this game 13 minutes and 8 seconds, okay? They came out in the second half, and they've only scored, to this point, 1 point in the second half, in the entire second half. The Bison have only led for 9 minutes and 30 seconds. I say that to say this. The Bison are now starting to lead longer than the Eagles. And then you have this 17-point lead, which is indicative of the play with the pressure, the defense that we're talking about. Not only that, but the scoring. Because now Taylor has 11 points. Harris has 10 points. Okoje has 8. Cotton has 6. And Cam Gillis has 4. Gillis has contributed with 4 rebounds and 2 assists in his 24 minutes.
Yeah, man. And the Bison has turned it up on defense. Right now, the Bison on 15-1 run to open this second half. 15-1 run. Extending their lead. So now
they're shooting 45% from the floor.
Yeah.
Whereas the Eagles are now only shooting 28% from the floor. Eagles will inbound the ball. Carpenter looks to get it in. He gets it to Deontay Johnson. Johnson across the half-court line. Gets it to Lattimore. Back to Johnson. Johnson taking his time. Kalichi trying to set a pick. Bison in the 2-3 zone as Lattimore gets it to Johnson. Johnson looking. Eagles moving from your right to your left. Johnson puts it up, and he nails a three-pointer. Johnson does get a three-pointer for the Eagles. So now the score is 41-27. Bison on top. Bryce Harris trying to bring the ball in. Gets it into Gillis. Gillis is going to take his time. Cam Gillis is cool and confident and focused as Gillis gets the ball across the half-court line. Taking his time. Gets it to Taylor. Taylor wants to drive. Now backs it out. Gets it to Harris. Harris gets it to Okoje. Okoje looking around. Gets it to Gillis. Gillis driving. Gillis penetrates. Gillis goes to the hole. And it's a foul. It looked like it may have been a goaltend.
Might have been. That was a goaltend.
They called a foul before the goaltend. Yeah. Oh, it is. Yep, 2 points. It was a goaltend.
Yeah.
So Cam just beat everybody to the hole on that one. It's like if you blink, you'll miss him.
Yeah. That ball was over the cylinder. So, yeah.
So Cam gets his 6-pointer of the night.
Cam fills the stat sheets. Rebounds, assists. He does everything.
He's focused. I like the fact that he's so focused as he knocks down that free throw. So he's 3 for 3 from the line. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Johnson gets the ball to press by the Bison. 3-1-1 press. Full court. As they get it across the half-court line, and now it's back up top. Johnson will take his time. As Slack had gotten the ball for the Eagles, he gets it back to Johnson. Johnson taking his time on the far side of the court, gets it to Lattimore. Lattimore at the MEAC logo, gets it across to Johnson. And there's a whistle on the far side of the court, and they're calling it on Cotton. Oh, they're calling it Bryce. Bryce Harris called for that foul. 44-27 is the score. Bison on top. Ball's inbound. Slack goes up with the Slack is fouled. CT3 called for that foul. Slack got the ball in the paint. There were at least 3 Bison around him. He twisted his body, got the ball up on the rim, and as he was going up, he was fouled by Cedric Taylor, the third. Slack on the line for the Eagles of North Carolina Central. Slack puts it up, knocks it down. 44-29 is now the score. 14-53. Bison shooting 47% from the floor. The Eagles shooting 30% from the floor. Charity stripe. The Eagles are shooting 86%. The Bison are shooting 71%. Slack knocks down the second one. The Eagles are now 7 of 8 or 8 of 9 from the charity stripe. Bison bringing the ball across the half-court line is Okoje. Okoje gets it across. Okoje now driving as he's being pressured. Gets it to Cotton. Cotton back to Okoje. Okoje across the court to Taylor. Taylor missed the shot. Rebound, Bryce Harris. Harris gets it to Okoje. Okoje spins, puts it up. Missed the shot. Rebound. Eagles. Here goes Lattimore. Gets it down court to Johnson. Johnson puts it up, and he missed the shot. Johnson got fouled, but he missed the shot as Gillis, I think, is called for the reach. That's Gillis's first foul. Leading the way for the Bison right now, Cedric Taylor, the third with 11. Bryce Harris has 10. Okoje has 8. Cotton has 6. I'm sorry. Gillis has 7, and Cotton has 6. For the Eagles, Lattimore leads the way with 9, and Kalichi has 9 as well. On the line is Deontay Johnson as he knocks it down. That's his 6th point of the night. 44-30 is now the score. It's a 14 lead for the Bison. 14-point lead for the Bison with 14:30 to go in the contest. Johnson taking his time, dribbles twice, puts the ball up, knocks it down. Bryce Harris will take it out of bounds underneath. Looks for Cam Gillis, gets it to Gillis. Gillis taking his time. Gillis being covered by Johnson. Gillis is just going to walk the ball across the half-court line. Okoje comes up top, gets the ball. Alex Cotton also comes up the top and get it now. Cedric Taylor has it. Taylor gets it to Okoje. Okoje wants to drive as Gillis here on the near side of the court. Going to take his time. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Gillis looking. Gillis gets it to Harris. Harris is going to have to shoot it. Puts it up. Misses the shot. Rebound. Eagles. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Johnson across the half-court line. Johnson gets it across to Lattimore. Lattimore on the far side taking his time. Gets it to Slack. Slack puts it up. Slack misses the shot. Rebound. Taylor. Here come the Bison pushing the ball across the half-court line. Taylor goes between the legs, then gets it to Okoje. Okoje back up top to Gillis. Cam Gillis on the right side. Cam drives to his right. Cam puts it up. Misses the shot. Rebound. Eagles. Oh, his ball is stolen. And it's a foul call. It looked like Bryce Harris had gotten a steal, but then the foul was called as Johnson went to the floor and Okoje went to the floor.
I don't like that call.
I have no comment. 44-31 is the score. 13:32 to go in the contest. Your Bison on top by 13. Bison shooting 41% from the floor. The Eagles 29 as the Eagles try to beat the press. And there's a foul called on Cotton as Carpenter crossed the half-court line. The issue I have with that call, oh, wait a minute. The official, was it the official across the court or the official right here in front of us? Because it sounded like it was the one across the court, but it was the one in front of us. Okay. So I have no problem with the call then. Right? As you can see. Here comes Johnson. Johnson giving out directions to his troops. Eagles moving from your right to your left. Johnson at the MEAC logo. Gives it to Lattimore, who's on the far side of the court. Lattimore's going to bring it back to the near side. Gets it to the near side in the corner and out of bounds as he threw it too high. And his teammate, Carpenter, couldn't get it. Carpenter actually backpedaled a couple of steps and steps out of bounds. All right, here we go. Harris gets the ball into Taylor. Taylor gets it across the half-court line to Gillis. Gillis is going to slow. Nope, Gillis is going to penetrate. Gillis is down deep, but nope, this is out to Harris. Harris penetrates, and Harris puts it up, and it's a foul on Bryce Harris. Bryce Harris gets called for the charge. So Bryce did not like that one. That's his third personal foul. 13:02 to go in the contest.
Yeah, that's Bryce's third.
That's his third. Yep.
And Howard is
up by 13.
Howard has 7 fouls. So that means the Eagles are shooting free throws rest of the game.
The Bison have not scored in the last 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Johnson puts the ball way up. Okoje says no, gets it, and he's fouled as Lattimore pushed him. So that's Lattimore's 4th foul, as Ray just indicated.
That was definitely a bad foul by Lattimore. Just got to let that one go. You're too important.
Court awareness, basketball IQ, all that comes into play. But hey, great steal by Coach. Coach A. Am I correct?
That was an awesome steal. He used every inch of his length. Taylor on the far side of the court as the Bison move from your left to your right. Taylor spins. Taylor looking to power his way inside. Can't make it happen. Oh, then decides to go up, and he does. Missed the shot, and it's a rebound. Johnson for the Eagles. Here comes the Eagles on a fast break. Johnson trying to get by 2 Bison, and he gets it up and in. Deontay Johnson gets it in, cuts the lead to 11. Here comes Alex Cotton. Cotton with the rock. Gets it to Okoje. Okoje gets it to Gillis. Gillis at the top. Back to Okoje. Back to Cotton in the far side. Back up top to Gillis. He's going to take his time. Gillis goes right. Gillis brings it back out. Gets it across the court to Okoje. Okoje drives. Okoje fires for him, and it's blocked. Here come the Eagles on the attack, and they throw it away. Oh, but no, the official says it's Eagles ball. The Bison will put on a full court press. 44-33 is the score. The lead is now 11. as Lattimore gets it into Johnson. Carpenter got it into Johnson. Gets it to Lattimore, who gets it back to Johnson. Johnson going to take his time. He's at the MEAC logo. Eagles moving from your right to your left. Johnson right in front of us. Going to the far side of the court. Gets it to Slack. Slack on the far side. Gets it stripped. Okoje just stripped it with ease. As Okoje gets it to Gillis, Gillis is going to walk it across the half-court line. 11:46 to go in the contest. 11-point lead for the Bison. Okoje with the rock at the top of the key. Gets it to Cotton. Cotton on the near side to Taylor. Taylor deep in the corner. Gets it back up to Cotton. Cotton from beyond the... Oh! Alex Cotton drops a three and then looks at us like, I can do that. Here come the Eagles on the attack. As Carpenter gets the ball up top to Johnson. I don't know if he's looking at us, but he looks over here like, I got this. As Johnson goes to the far side. In trouble, gets it to Slack. Slack gets it to Lattimore. Lattimore here in the near side, right in front of us. Eagles moving from your right to your left. Lattimore wants to drive to his right, can't find anybody. Ball's tipped away, stolen by Bryce Harris. Okoje on the fast break to Taylor. 2 points, Bison. 49-33. You're Bison up by 16. We'll take a quick timeout. That's Howard University basketball, brought to you by the Howard University Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Steve Harvey. I'm inviting you to my party every morning from 6 to 10 on Mighty 96.3 WHUR. Listen, we get your day going with motivation, best music, and some mess with my family, Shirley Strawberry, Carla Farrell, J. Anthony Brown Jr., and the fool himself, Nephew Tommy. We've been at this for a long time, man. I want to thank y'all for living with and always loving on us. This is Steve Harvey Morning Show, putting the fun in funny, man, every weekday morning on 96.3 WHUR.
From A Tribe Called Quest to The Roots, Queen Latifah to Missy Elliott, Goody Mob to Wale. It's a show wrapped in a culture called hip-hop. Every Saturday and Sunday from midnight to 3 a.m. Eastern. It's The Takeover. The Takeover is a progressive hip-hop show with a hint of R&B. It's a party every weekend on your radio. The Takeover. Weekends starting at midnight on Sirius XM, Channel 141, HUR Voices. Now, back to Bison Athletics on the Howard University Radio Network.
Howard University basketball brought to you live on the Howard University Radio Network. Derek Bryan doing the color commentating. My man Ray Rogers is also contributing. Yours truly, Trevin A. Jones, doing the play-by-play and having fun. It's Championship Saturday here in the MEAC tournament. It's the MEAC, baby! Live in the scope. 11 minutes to go in the second half in the contest, actually. 49-33 is the score. 16-point lead by the Bison. Ray and Derek, what has been the key to the second half? Because the Bison at one point went 2 minutes without a score.
Oh, I mean, it's on the defensive end. I mean, like you said, they set the tone that first 3 minutes going on a 15-1 run before the Eagles made that three at that call timeout by Moten. So even with that 2 minute drought of not scoring, they've been forcing the Eagles into some bad shots too. So and now they're a little bit of rhythm thanks to their defense, pushing the lead to 16.
I gotta say, Okoje's playing like Robin Hood. He's stealing and giving away. And the reason I say that is that he has 3 steals and he also has 3 assists. So Okoje is really out there doing his thing. And I think that was key to getting the offense going for the Bison here in the second half.
He's been equally as impressive as Cam Gillis, in my opinion. I thought Cam was the most important player. Okoje is showing that today.
Today, it's been Okoje. You are absolutely right. Here come the Bison out in a press as the Eagles will inbound the ball. They're moving from your right to your left as Carpenter will inbound the ball to Johnson. Johnson is under pressure with Gillis. And Okoje is at the half-court line. It's over to Carpenter. Carpenter looking down inside, gets it to Slack. Slack is looking to get it to somebody. Slack is in trouble, and the ball is deflected, but Kalichi comes up with it back up top, and that is Carpenter on the drive. He missed the shot. Rebound, Bryce Harris. Here comes Cam Gillis. Gillis driving. Gillis goes to the hole. Gillis goes the length of the court, puts it up, missed the shot, and there's going to be a foul call, but who's the foul been called on? I think it's called on Taylor.
Yeah.
Cedric Taylor picks up a foul. That's his third. 10.5 minutes to go in the contest. 49-33 is the score. It's a 16-point lead. But with that foul, the Eagles are in the bonus. So right now, gentlemen, you have on the court with 3 fouls. You have Okoje, only has 2. But you have Taylor with 3, and you have Harris with 3. There's still 10 minutes to go, half of a half left in this contest. As Kalichi knocks it down and now cuts the lead to 15. 49-34 is the score. 10:36 to go in the contest. Eagles shooting 92% from the charity stripe, and Kalichi knocks down that one as well. So now the score is 49-35. Ball is brought in bounds to Cotton. Cotton gets it to Gillis. Gillis taking his time. Gillis crosses the half-court line. Cam Gillis gets it to Taylor. Taylor looking and gets it back to Cotton. Cotton gets it across to Okoje. Okoje is looking. Gets it down in the far near corner to Cotton. Back up top to Okoje. Back to Taylor. Across the court to Gillis. Gillis with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Back up to Taylor. Taylor gets it to Okoje. Okoje gets it to Cotton. Cotton puts it up. Misses the shot. Rebound, Cam Gillis. Shot up by Taylor for 3. He missed the shot. Rebound, Bryce Harris. Bryce gets to Gillis. Gillis puts it up. Gillis missed the shot. Rebound, Harris. Harris puts it up and gets fouled. Wow. I like that. The Bison were controlling the boards. And not only were they controlling the boards, Derek and Ray, they were looking for the next person who had the best position for a shot. Kudos to Coach Blakeney on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they weren't rushing the shot. They were looking for the next player to get it too. And they actually had great passing the ball around was pretty good.
Yeah.
But they missed too many shots. But I get it. Harris knocks it down. What were we going to say, Ray?
No, I mean, go ahead, Dirk.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying, again, it's the size and athleticism that is overwhelming North Carolina Central, clearly. But Cam Gillis, as small as he is right in the mix, rebounding, trying to get put back, short on that little bunny attempt. But Cam Gillis is still hooping, y'all. Has not come out the game yet.
He definitely has not. As the shot goes down, it's 51-35 is the score. The Eagles trying to bring the ball inbounds. The Bison applying pressure. 3-2-3-1-1 zone. Full court press. As the ball's crossing the half-court line. It's deep in the corner. Back up to Johnson. Back up to Carpenter. Carpenter wants to take a shot. Carpenter takes a step. Carpenter gets it up, and he gets fouled. I think that's Bryce's 4th. That's going to be 4 on Bryce Harris. And again, the Eagles are in the bonus. The Bison are up by 16, but you don't want to give away free chances with no time running off the clock to score. And the Eagles are shooting 92% from the charity stripe.
Yeah, and your best player has 4 fouls, which you'll have to sit, probably until maybe the 5-minute mark you bring them back.
Yep. As Danis is coming in, and I'm not mad, though, because, of course, you don't want to see Bryce ever go out. But the way Danis played yesterday, as long as he can contribute defensively, take up some space, help out on the boards, I think we're in pretty good shape. As the second shot is missed, and who gets the rebound? Danis comes down with the rebound for the Bison. Cam Gillis crosses the half-court line, gets it to Okoje. Back to Gillis. Gillis looking to move. Gillis does get it to Okoje. Okoje want to get it back to Gillis, and the ball is kicked and out of bounds. It is Bison ball. 9:27 to go in the contest. Bison up 51-36. As Gillis will inbound the ball for the Bison. On the floor for your Bison, you have Gillis, Donis, Taylor, and Okoje, as well as Cotton. Can't forget Cotton. He's in the near corner. That's a dangerous spot for the Eagles. They better cover him. And they can't say I didn't tell them so. Here comes Gillis. Gillis is going to pass the ball in, trying to find somebody. Can't find anybody. Gets it to Taylor. Taylor up top to Okoje. Okoje taking his time. Okoje gets it back to Gillis. And Gillis coming back to the MEAC logo. Bison moving from your left to your right. Gillis is at the top of beyond the arc. Gillis gets it under to Taylor. Taylor goes to put it up. The Taylor is blocked, but gets the ball back and puts it back up again. And he misses the shot again. It's going to be Eagle ball. Oh, no, it's going to be Bison ball. The other official, never mind. I can't talk about the officials. I'll keep it close. The official who was under the basket called it Eagles ball. And then the official who was behind the team, who could see had a better vantage point, I would think, said, no, it's Bison ball. So now the two officials are talking. And it is Bison ball. 9:09 to go in the contest. 51-36, Bison on top. Gillis gets the ball into Cotton. Cotton being covered by Lattimore, excuse me. Cotton spins. Gets it up top to Taylor. Taylor now goes to the hole. Taylor puts it up. It gets blocked again. Donis with the rebound. Donis puts it up. Donis gets fouled. Again, as we said as a team, when Donis checked in, as long as he takes up space, helps out on the boards, and does something defensively, we should be in pretty good shape. Now, what Donis did was, and I don't know if any of you guys paying attention, he got the defensive rebound on this end, and then turns around and gets the offensive rebound on this end and gets a foul and ends up at the charity stripe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
DK. I'm not mad at you.
Yep. Yeah, man. DK, man. That's because one thing you have to do when you come in the game, you got to match Central's intensity. Mm-hmm. One thing you got to do. That's why he didn't play probably in the first half, and obviously that last matchup against Central, blatantly played him in early parts, but didn't play him in that second half.
And Donis makes the foul shot. Now, gentlemen, I don't know if you paid attention to this, but what happened is Caliche just fouled out. And Caliche's been the force for the Eagles on the board. So with that foul, he's leaving the game, and he leaves with at least, as Donis makes the second, so he now has 2 points. So Caliche leaves the game with 11 points.
That's a big blow.
Here come the Eagles. Johnson trying to get it across the half-court line. Gets it to Slack, who gets it back to Johnson. Johnson gets it across the half-court line. 8:48 to go in the contest. 53-36. Bison on top. Lattimore now has the rock. Lattimore going to the far side. Johnson puts up a three. Johnson hits the back of the rim. Back to Lattimore. Lattimore puts it up. Lattimore knocks it down. Lattimore with a three. So that makes it 53-39. 8:32 to go in the contest. Gillis is going to walk the ball across the half-court line, as he does. Gillis gets it to Cotton. Cotton gets it to Taylor. Taylor gets it to Okoje. Okoje looking for some room. Okoje is going to hold on to it. Gets it to Donis. Donis back to Okoje. Okoje across to Gillis. Gillis puts up a three. Gillis misses the shot, and it's a rebound. Eagles. Davis comes down with it. Davis gets it to Carpenter. Carpenter gets it across the half-court line. Carpenter wants to drive. Carpenter does drive, but this is it out to Davis. Davis now wants to drive. Davis gets it underneath, and that's in the corner. Slack misses the shot, and it's tapped back in. As Lattimore missed the shot, Slack tapped it in. So now here come the Bison on the attack. Eagles down by 12, 53-41. Okoje gives the ball to Taylor. Taylor across the court to Gillis. Gillis brings the ball back up top. As Gillis wants to drive, gets it to Cotton. Cotton gets it to Okoje. Okoje looking. Okoje taking his time, gets it to Donis. Donis is looking. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Donis puts it up. Donis shoots an air ball. Rebound Lattimore. Here comes Lattimore. Pushes the ball across the half-court line. Lattimore gets it to the top of the arc. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson wants to drive. Johnson does drive. Johnson goes to the hole. 2 points. As now it's a 10-point lead. 53-43 with 7:05 to go in the contest. Here comes Gillis. Gillis is going to cross the half-court line at the MEAC logo. 6:58 on the clock. Bison up by 10. Taylor has it. Gets it to Cotton. Cotton going to the far side, and it's going to be a foul called on Carpenter. Carpenter with the push for the Eagles, so that's only his second foul. Might be his third. That's his third foul. Timeout on the floor. That's going to be a media timeout. So it's 6:53 to go in the contest. You're Bison up by 10. We're going to take a break. It's Howard University basketball brought to you live on the Howard University Radio Network.
There is a conference where the student and student athlete still matters, where geography means something, and where rivalries are measured in decades, not dollars. In this conference, we push one another to greater heights on the field, the court, the track, and in the classroom. Here, we stay true to our values, and we stay true to each other. The Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, where champions are made.
Oh yeah.
Hi, I'm Javon Harley, your travel pro with the Traveling Culturati, exclusively on HUR Voices. Join me every Saturday at noon Eastern Time for the style and culture of travel. Join Club Culturati and connect with me on social media at travelingculturati.com.
Now back to Bison Athletics on the Howard University Radio Network.
It's Howard University basketball brought to you live on the Howard University Radio Network. 6:53 to go in the contest. Your Bison up by 10, 53-43. Derek Bryant is doing the color commentating. Ray Rogers is also contributing. Yours truly, Trevor Day Jones, doing the play-by-play. And it's hot in here, man. I'm excited. The Bison were up by 15. We're down. The lead is down to 10. I'm not excited about that, but I'm excited because there's still 6 minutes of basketball to be played. And the Bison, with that pressure defense, can make so many things happen at any given time. Correct, gentlemen?
Yeah, they definitely have turned it up a notch on the defensive end, and Central's making a run. Like we've been saying it, it's a game of runs, basketball. That's what it is. But we'll see what happens within these next 5 minutes as Coach Blayton is going to bring out Bryce for this stretch. So,
at what point does he bring back CT3 because he's got 3 fouls? If you were Coach Blakey, when would you bring him back?
Probably.
No, just bringing him out. It's 6:53 to go in the game. And then right now, what's happening is the Eagles are on a 7-0 run in the last 1 minute and 41 seconds. The Bison have not scored in the last 2 minutes and 4 seconds. That's pivotal. They have to change that. And I think Okoje is going to do it right now because he's at the line for 2. Both teams are in the bonus, gentlemen. So every foul will lead to a trip to the charity stripe. As Okoje at the line. Today, he has 8 points. He's 50% from the charity stripe. Now he hits that. He's now 3 of 5 from the line. Lead is now 11. Championship Saturday here in the Scope, Norfolk, Virginia. There's no better place to be than right here, right now, as Okoje knocks it down. Lead now extended to 12, 55-43. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Johnson wants to bring it in. Gillis is all in his face. As Gillis is going to try to keep him from getting it across the half-court line. It's a trap coming. Gets it over to Lattimore. Lattimore being covered by Okoje. Back to Johnson. Johnson penetrates. Johnson gets it underneath. That's Slack with the 2 points. 55-45. Here comes Okoje bringing the ball across the half-court line. As Taylor is going to check back in for the Bison. As Donis has it, gets it back to Okoje. Okoje wants to drive. Still looking, trying to power his way in. Spin move, puts it up, loses control. Ball tapped out of bounds. Here comes Taylor.
There you go.
CT3. Now he has 3 fouls, and I believe Bryce has 4. We have Harris with 4, Taylor with 3. It's the last 6 minutes of the season right here in the tournament, in the championship game. So I say you go for it. The winner of this one punches the ticket to the big dance, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
6 minutes away, fam.
Bison ball underneath their own bucket. On the court for your Bison, you have Gillis, Cotton, Okoje, Taylor, and Harris. The Eagles have Davis, Johnson, Carpenter, Slack, and Lattimore. Ball's inbound to Harris. Harris looking to drive. Harris loses the ball, goes out of bounds. Bryce Harris lost the ball, and it is now Eagles ball. Johnson has the rock for the Eagles, gets it to Lattimore. Lattimore crosses the court to Slack to Carpenter. Carpenter breaks the press. Back to Johnson. 6 minutes, 8 seconds. Lattimore now has it. In the corner, Slack puts it up. Slack missed the shot. Rebound, Cam Gillis. Gillis bringing the ball down court, and Gillis is fouled. Wow, Cam is good.
He's great at drawing fouls.
He is excellent. He controls his body well. And just a little nudge. Again, he's moving at 150 miles an hour. So just any type of nudge or anything to throw him off track, it looks like a foul. Gillis at the line now. Cam Gillis, 7 points. He's 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. 6 rebounds, 2 assists. He's played 34 minutes of this contest. He played 37 last night. Talk about an Iron Man. And I like him. I'm still calling him Muggsy Bogues. Look it up. He plays like Muggsy Bogues. I know I sound old, but that's how he plays. Cam Gillis at the line, about to shoot it again. Puts it up, knocks it down.
He can shoot better than Muggsy.
Muggsy Bogues. I'm telling you, Muggsy might have a better handle, but as far as court control, being a floor general, seeing everything on the court in front of you, that's Cam. That's Muggsy. Cam puts it up. Missed the shot. Rebound. Here come the Eagles on the attack as Lattimore brings it down. Lattimore gets the ball to Johnson. Johnson looking for room. Johnson gets to Lattimore on the far side. Lattimore wants to drive. Nope. And dishes it, and it's a drive. It's going to be a blocking foul. There's a blocking foul called on Cotton. 56-45 the score. 11-point lead by the Bison as Cotton picks up his third. Both teams in the bonus. North Carolina Central is now in the double bonus. 2 shots on every foul from this point on that the Bison may put on the Eagles. Shot is up, shot is good. Davis knocks it down. The Eagles as a team are shooting 87% from the charity stripe. Davis again, waiting for the shot. Davis puts it up, knocks it down. 9-point lead, 56-47, 5:47 to go in the contest. Taylor has the rock. Taylor gets it across the court to Bryce Harris. Harris is going to bring it across the half-court line. Harris is taking his time. Harris gets it to Okoje. Okoje on the far side of the court. Drives, puts it up, and he gets fouled. Okoje is fouled as he goes to the hole. He was on the far side of the court. Bison moving from your left to your right. So now the Bison are in the double bonus. Okoje at the line. Taking his time, putting it up. Nice spin. Touches nothing but net. So Okoje now has 11 points on the night. 4 for 6 from the charity. No, I'm sorry, 5 from 7 from the charity stripe. He has 4 rebounds. There's Okoje taking his time. Puts it up. Knocks it down. The lead is now back to 11, 58-47. 5.5 to go in this contest. Championship Saturday in the scope. Here come the Eagles, North Carolina Central, and your Bison. As Davis has it. Davis gets it in the corner, and Lattimore wants to put it up, but he stepped on the line. Turnover, Bison ball. The Eagles have 12 turnovers. The Bison 7. As Gillis gets the ball stripped by Johnson. Johnson gets it to Davis, and Slack puts it up for the Eagles. The Eagles in the front court. The ball is up by Carpenter. He knocks it down. Carpenter knocked down a 3. It's now a 58-50 ball game. Eagles fans come alive as the lead is under 10. It was a 15-point lead at one point. Here comes Gillis. Gillis trying to bring the ball across the half-court line. Gillis does get it to Taylor. Taylor gets it across to Okoje. Okoje taking his time, gets it to Cotton. Cotton gets it back to Okoje. Okoje wants to take the shot, doesn't take it. Taylor drives, and it's stolen. Johnson coming down the court with the rock on the fast break, and he steals the Cam Gillis, steals it from Johnson, and Johnson fouls Gillis. That's Johnson's 4th foul. As Johnson comes up with 4. Cam Gillis, I told you, I'm going to say it again. Muggsy Bogues. Cam Gillis is his center of gravity is just so low that you almost don't see him sometimes. And I'm quite sure that Johnson did not see him as Johnson stripped Taylor. Johnson was coming down on the fast break. Gillis stayed behind him and actually stripped him from behind on a fast break. Did you hear what I said?
That's something that's so impressive about Cam is his motor. If you notice, guys are breathing heavily out there. He's not. And he hasn't come out the game. That's crazy.
Cool, calm, and collected. As he knocks down the first shot, I'll try to stay focused. Cam knocks down the second one. Lead now back to 10, 60-50. 4.5 minutes to go in the contest. Here comes Deontay Johnson. He now has 4 fouls as he brings it across the line for the Eagles of North Carolina Central. Central already lost Kalichi as Johnson's going to put up a three, and he knocks it down. Deontay Johnson knocks it that three down to cut the lead to 7. It's 60-53, 4:12 to go in the contest. Here comes Gillis. Gillis is going to bring the ball up court. Gillis is taking his time across the half-court line. MEAC logo as Gillis gives it to Taylor. Taylor gets it across to Okoje. Okoje going to take his time. Okoje looking. Okoje wants to drive. Okoje, he's going to go to the hole. You can see it in his face. Okoje spins, puts it up, misses it. Oh, there's a foul call. It's going to be against the Bison as Taylor came in to crash the boards. And as he tried to crash the boards, unfortunately, Carpenter was under the basket, and Carpenter hit the floor hard. He's going off to the bench. And that's the 4th on Taylor. Now, Taylor, it was a basketball foul. Like, it wasn't anything flagrant or anything like that. But as Taylor crashed the board, everybody was under the board, and he just happened to collide with Carpenter.
It was momentum. It wasn't anything dirty. I don't think they're going to review that or anything. I just feel like it's a basketball play, and unfortunately, he hit the ground hard. He looks okay, though.
Yes, he does. And kudos to Carpenter for getting up and actually running off the court on his own power. So for the for the Eagles, Johnson has 4 fouls. Carpenter has 4 fouls. And you have Khaliti, who already fouled out with 5. For the Bison, you have Taylor with 4 fouls. You have Harris with 4 fouls, and they're still on the court. Cotton is the only other person that you might consider to possibly be in foul trouble, but he only has 3. So it's going to be interesting the last 3 minutes and 48 seconds of the game because it's only a 7-point lead.
You talking about some critical guys. Deontay Johnson, he's the veteran of this league. He played at UMES. Now he's at North Carolina Central. He always goes down swinging. If you ever see Deontay Johnson play, gets downhill, you see that muscle. He's a strong guard. And then Bryce Harris and CT3 for Howard. You already know how important they are. You don't want to lose none of these guys in this critical stretch with the NCAA tournament berth on the line.
Right now, Johnson is leading the way for the Eagles with 14 points. Lattimore has 8 rebounds, believe it or not. And then Johnson also has the 2 assists. As far as the Bison are concerned, you have Taylor leading the way with 13 points, and he has a double-double because CT3 has 13 points and 10 rebounds. And then you have Okoje, who is playing like Robin Hood with 3 steals and 3 assists. Take it and give it away. So I'm very excited because as we come down the stretch, this is going to be key. Both teams are in the double bonus. The Bison are shooting 79% from the charity stripe. The Eagles are shooting a blistering 88% from the charity stripe. They've been to the charity stripe 17 times. They knocked down 15. But the Bison have been to the charity stripe 29 times. They've knocked down 23 shots. So the Bison are getting more opportunities. So they can't get – the Eagles can't afford to continue to give the Bison that type of opportunity down the stretch.
Totally agree.
As action resumes on the floor for your Bison, Gillis, Cotton, Okoje, Taylor, and Harris. On the floor for the Eagles, Davis, Johnson, Carpenter, Slack, and Lattimore. Carpenter's at the line. He'll be shooting 2. He only has 4 points. And at the line, he is 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. 60-53. He can cut the lead to 5 if he knocks them both down. Puts the ball up, misses that shot.
That's critical.
7-point lead. 3 minutes, 48 seconds left to go in the game. Every fan in here is on the edge of their seat. As Carpenter's at the line, puts it up, knocks it down. 6-point lead, 60-54. 2 possession game. Taylor trying to get it. Bryce Harris trying to get it in. He gets it to Gillis. Cam, being the floor general he is, brings the ball up the court easily across the half-court line. 3 minutes and 40 seconds, 3:30. Okoje with the rock. Okoje looking to drive, gets to Gillis. Gillis is taking his time, gets it across to Cotton. Cotton gets it over to Taylor. Taylor to Harris. Harris wants to drive. Harris looking. Harris does drive. Harris puts it up. Bryce Harris with the move. Puts up a smooth right-hander. Soft touch. Lead is now 8. 62-54, 3:20 to go in the contest. Deontay Johnson brings the ball across the half-court line as he gets it to Lattimore. Lattimore on the far side. Eagles moving from your right to your left. Lattimore gets it back to Johnson. Johnson right in front of us on the near court. Decides to try to go to his right. Can't find anywhere to go. Taylor's in front of him, so he backs up to the logo. Now he's going to try to force his way in. Gets it into the corner. Shot is going up, and it is a 2-point shot by Slack. Slack has made major contributions for the Eagles coming into this one. 62-56 as Cam Gillis now has the rock. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the contest. Bison on top by 6. Here comes Gillis. Gillis taking his time. Gillis wants to get to Okoje, which he does. Okoje driving to the hole. Okoje is going to stop, and he's going to bring it back up top. 13 seconds on the shot clock. 2:30 to go in the contest. Taylor now has the rock. Taylor gets it to Harris. Harris with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Harris drives. Harris puts it up. Shots missed. Rebound out of bounds. It's going to be Bison ball, or it's going to be Bison ball. 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Strong drive by Bryce, but he's got to be careful with 4 fouls.
He got to hit the rim.
What's that, 3?
He got to hit the rim. 2 seconds on the shot clock. As Cotton puts it up, knocks it down. Alex Cotton from the corner. Man.
My man has come alive in the second half.
62-56. Was that good, right? That's good. They're going to review it. No? I think they are.
You're right.
They're going to review it to see if he got it off in time. It was close. There was only 2 seconds on the shot clock, and it looked like Alex took his time.
He took his time. You know what? I want to say he got it off. They made it. They counted it, right?
I thought they did, but here on the scoreboard, they didn't put it up.
Oh, they did not. Oh, I thought they counted it.
Look. It says 62-56. If they counted it, it would be 64-56, wouldn't it? Because they were only up by 6.
You're correct.
By
no,
6.
You're right. You're right.
I'm paying attention, bro. So we'll look to see.
I was wrong last night when I said it looked good to me. This looked good too, but we'll see what happens.
They said, nah, I ain't going to fall for that again.
2 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the contest, and they say it's a shot clock violation.
I told you.
So they didn't give it to him.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
So it's still a 6-point lead, 62-56. It will be Eagles ball. That's big.
Good job by the officials.
That is big. Alex Cotton's bucket is wiped off. Bison set up in the man-to-man full court press. You have Taylor, Gillis, Cotton, Okoje, Ed Harris. The Eagles have Davis, Johnson, Carpenter, Slack, and Lattimore on the court. Each team in the double bonus, 6-point lead, 2 possessions with 2:22 to go in the contest. As Johnson gets the rock, Johnson does get it across to Davis. Davis gets it to Lattimore. Lattimore getting trapped in the backcourt. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson gets it across the court, the half-court line on the far side. Johnson tries to drive. Johnson loses it, but gets it back. It's up top to Lattimore. Lattimore for 3, and the shot is missed. Ball is up. Rebound, Harris. Bryce gets it down court to Okoje. Okoje, slam dunk. Okoje with 2. Now makes it 64-56. 1:53 to go in the contest. Okoje crosses the half-court line. Johnson crosses the half-court line. It gets it to Carpenter. Carpenter's trapped. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson here on the near side. Johnson gets it underneath to Davis. Davis gets it easy too. Lead is back to 6, 64-58, 139. I apologize for getting so excited, but this is
a great dunk. That was a great dunk in a big moment. You were
That was
good.
an awesome dunk. As now we will take a quick time out. Bison up by 6, 64-58, 139 to go in the contest. We'll be right back. It's Howard University basketball brought to you live on the Howard University Radio Network.
If you like yacht rock, you're gonna love Yacht Soul. The new Sirius XM channel with the same smooth but even more groove.
Just the two of us.
Turn your love on. Yeah, soulful and funky. Yacht Soul. Year round in the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Channel 142. HBCU offers original programming from participating historically Black colleges and universities. HBCU's goal is to highlight the activities of each institution and its contributions to the African diaspora. The creation, management, and delivery of HBCU is provided by the Howard University Radio Network, located on the campus of Howard University. For more information, log on to hbcuradionet.com.
You have tuned into Howard University's Black Communicator, WHBC 96.3 HD3, located in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. at Howard University.
Now back to Bison Athletics on the Howard University Radio Network.
Howard University basketball brought to you live on the Howard University Radio Network and in part by Bison Express and the School of Communications at Howard University. Your Bison up by 6. 139 left in the MEAC championship game. 64-58 is the score. Derek Bryant doing the color commentating. Ray Rogers is also contributing. Yours truly, Trevin A. Jones, doing the play-by-play. Bryce Harris brings the ball inbounds. Okoje gets the rock. The Bison moving from your left to your right. Okoje gets it across to Bryce Harris. Harris gets it across to Cotton. Cotton taking his time. 1:30 to go in the contest. 90 seconds. Cotton going to hold on to the ball. Taking his time. As there's 15 seconds on the shot clock. 13. Here comes Gillis. Gillis now at the top with the rock on the far side of the court. Bison moving from your left to your right. Gillis taking his time as he's going to dribble the clock down to 3 seconds on the shot clock. Gillis drive, puts it up. Nice shot, Cam Gillis from the foul line. 66-58, 8-point lead. 61 seconds left to go in the contest. Johnson looking. Johnson wants to drive. Johnson backs up. Johnson gets it up top to Lattimore. Lattimore at the logo gets it to Carpenter. Carpenter wants to take a three, misses it. Decides to take it and spin and move. Rebound inside. Back up. Carpenter misses again. Rebound. Gillis. But I believe that a foul is going to be called on Cotton. That's his fourth. 47 seconds to go in the contest. Your Bison up by 8. 66-58. But the Eagles are going to the line for 2 shots because both teams are in the double bonus. Double bonus. On the court for your Bison. Gillis, Cotton, Okoje, Taylor, and Harris. Davis, Johnson, Carpenter, Slack, Lattimore on the court for the Eagles. But I think Coach Moulton is going to bring in a couple more players.
Yeah, he's going offense for defense.
As the shot is up, and it is good. As Slack at the line. Missed the shot. Rebound Taylor. Taylor gets it to Gillis. Gillis is going to cross the line. Gets across the half-court line. He's fouled. As there's 41 seconds on the clock. $66-59 is the score. Derek and Ray.
Yes, sir. It's about to go down.
Is it really?
It's about to go down.
Okay. As Gillis misses the shot.
He's excited. You can see it. You can see it. He is ready. He's ready for that confetti to fall. Cam Gillis is going to be a champion in the next 41 seconds if this game and this score holds up. 66-59.
The Bison have outscored the Eagles in the second half, 40-36. That was key.
Get it out the net.
As the Eagles cross the half-court line, the ball's in the Slack. Slack puts it up and gets fouled. As Cotton fouls out. As Cotton is fouling out, and the Bison up 67-59 with 35 seconds left to go in the contest. At the line for 2 shots is Carpenter, who knocks that one down. 67-60. Shot is up. The shot is good. So now it's 67-61. As Bryce Harris is going to bring the ball inbounds. Bryce gets to Gillis. Gillis called a timeout.
Yep.
And he got it. He was on his way out of bounds. Cam called a timeout. That's a floor general for you.
Coach Moten feels like he stepped out first. He's arguing with the ref. Looks like a good timeout.
So it's a timeout on the court. Okay, gentlemen, this is the scenario. 67-61, 33 seconds to go. Bison ball. They have to take the length of the court. At this point, it seems like of course, the Eagles are going to apply pressure. I want the ball in the hands of Cam Gillis.
I'm with you.
Yeah, you got to get the ball to Cam. They're going to try to deny him. And then for the Eagles, if first option is try to go get a steal, force the turnover. But if you can't get it, then you're going to go ahead and just foul. Now, ideally, for who they're going to probably try to get the foul on is going to be Brown. If Brown is in the game.
Man, what a tight game down the stretch. I'll give North Carolina Central credit. I didn't think they could hang this close with Howard in the second half, but Coach Blakely's tightened up his rotation. No Zay Brown in the second half, no Travell Bryson in the second half, as far as I remember, unless you guys correct me.
No, I mean, Isaiah's in now.
Now Zay just going the game now.
Yep. Gillis, Okoje, Taylor, and Harris are on the court for the Bison. The Eagles have Davis, Slack, Alubu, and Archie and Lattimore. As the Bison, Coach Moten is still talking to the official on the far side. Coach is a veteran. I like Coach Moten. Even though he's the opponent, I still like Coach Moten. That's cool. As Bryce Harris is going to inbound the ball. And he actually gave Bryce that. He like tapped him on his leg. It was kind of cool. As Bryce gets it to Taylor. Taylor gets it back to Bryce. Bryce gets it across to Cam. Cam gets it across the half-court line. And there is 27 seconds in. Cam gets fouled by Lattimore.
That's it for Lattimore. That's huge.
Yeah, he had no choice.
He definitely not. That's his fourth foul, I believe.
One more time.
But
you're right.
The Eagles, both teams are still in the double bonus. So Cam is going to the line for 2 shots. Gillis puts it up, knocks it. Nope, he misses it. It rolls around the rim and comes out. Bison only up by 6. 2-possession game. 67-61. 26 seconds on the clock. Cam has to knock this down to make it at least a 3-possession game. Gillis taking his time, puts it up, misses, knocks it down. 68-61. Here come the Eagles trying to get the ball in to Johnson. Johnson looking. Johnson trying to get the ball across the half-court line. Johnson gets it to Lattimore. Lattimore is definitely going to put up a 3. And Lattimore gets it back to Johnson. Johnson trying to get it back to Lattimore. Johnson puts it up. Misses the shot. Rebound, Taylor. Taylor gets the rebound. Gets it to Brown. And Zay Brown gets fouled. That's Cam. Look at Cam, the floor general. Cam's calling everybody to the foul line. He called the entire team up to the foul line so they could huddle up. 10.6 seconds to go, 68-61. And you got to give that man. I mean, Cam has just been playing. For 2 days that they played, he's played just about every minute. This game, I think he has played every minute. He played 37 last night.
Yeah. Cam got to be in tournament. I can't.
And that's what I was saying. You got to give that man. Isaiah Brown knocks it down to make it 69-61.
Yeah, Cam. I'd be very surprised if Cam doesn't get tournament MVP.
Brown knocks down the second one. It's now 70-61, 9-point lead with 10.6 seconds to go in this contest. The Bison are trying to defend the Eagles, who Johnson gets the ball to Carpenter. Carpenter puts up a three, and he missed the shot, but it's tapped in on the far end by Slack. So it's now 70-63.